Oh, hello, Snoopy Doopas. Hello, my children. Oh my God, the day missed you. We did like, what was it, a 5 or 6 hour live the other day with you kids? That was the joy of my life. I enjoyed every moment of it. I was thrilled at the feedback. People get really excited when we get over 4 hours. And I find it fascinating because with my friends, when we sit and shoot the shit, whether we're talking about true crime or just goofing around, whether it's comics and we're like doing bits, doing our little skits back and forth, or whether it's just me and one of my homegirls or buddies just talking about true crime stuff. I mean, we can go 6, 8 hours. We can waste a whole fucking day doing that. We love talking. So when you guys are like, "Oh my God, this is crazy," it's like this is just a normal day for your dad. Oh my God, but it isn't a normal day. You know why? Because it's the hottest day on record in Texas, or at least for this day or something, which is weird because historically my birthday's been the hottest day of the year and or the first day of school. Very fascinating. Very interesting dichotomy going on there. And your dad doesn't like the heat. Your dad likes school, but always got nervous on the first day. I don't know why. I think it's because I was always concerned with where I'm going to sit. I don't like being in the very front. I don't like being in the very back. I don't like being around people that I think are going to distract your dad. So I would get very nervous on the first day. And now your dad is done with school for the second time in life. Not technically done. I'd like to enroll in a master's program, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Ernie Birdie is here. Sherilyn is here. Hello, everybody. I'm trying not to do the Mookie's voice as much because it sounds condescending sometimes. But it's how I talk when I'm just having a good time. And I talk to Mookie's like that. And I talk to your boyfriend's dad like that. I talk to everyone like that. It's weird. I don't know why I do it. Hello, Holly Sawbones. Hello, Sherilyn. I'm seeing all of my favorite kids here, and I know some will come soon. Hello, Sunny Lynn. Aw, Groton. Agreed. I see Brian and Jill. You're both alive and loving life. How's your AFib? That was one of the things. I know it's not funny to goof about medical stuff, but one of the moments we had on this channel that I still go back and watch sometimes because it makes me get the heart feels, and I don't know why. It's when I threw on the I never watch myself and think that anything I do is funny. I think it's all fucking a waste and terrible. But this shit, when I put on your dad's old durian head mask. You guys really like that. You kids really enjoyed this moment, even though your dad couldn't see or hear much of anything. And I remember as soon as I popped it on, Jill and Brian came in and I looked right at the camera and said, "Jill, how's your AFib?" And I don't know why, but something about durian fruit asking you about your heart is, oh my gosh. Poor Jill. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you. You're not a cat, but you're a cool kitty. You're all grounded too, by the way, because it's your dad's birthday. He loves grounding people. She's my daughter's birthday too. My birthday's actually tomorrow, but I might not be able to go live tomorrow. So I wanted to celebrate with the kids tonight, my last few hours in my 30s, because I love you. Hello, Mrs. Pox. Miss Pox is here. I see you liking all the old videos. You're catching up. You're catching up in the cult. You're learning all the things. Miss Parks is a very fascinating lady. I fear her. I really do. I fear you the way I fear Judge Bev. Like, she gives off authority vibes, but not bad authority. Like, I don't know, like this woman's going to teach me something. Like, I'm going to learn a lot from her. I like Mrs. Parks and I love all of my kids. Oh my God. I like you. I love you. I find you all very fascinating. Pat Sanford with your potato kitty. Amy, hello. You're almost on time. Amy, you caught a live. You're one of the ones that I knew. I was like, she's going to catch this live. You commented, I think, a few times, right, that you missed them. Was that you? I think so. Now you're here. Tiff Knox is here. YouTube is a C unit. It's true. Don Marie is here. CNA, hello. Yo. So this is going to be a lot of like Q&A and happy stuff, but we'll talk true crime. If you guys ask questions about true crime, we'll talk about it. But oh my gosh, I was looking for updates on the Manitoba shooting. Oh, so sad. Such a fucked up situation. Poor Canada. God damn, you don't deserve it. You guys, I mean, you're having to put up with harsher weather, and now you're having crazy shit happen that usually happens in America. I feel sorry for you. I hope that you're okay. Fuck. How hot is it? Well, it was supposed to be like 105 or 108 today. Fucking when I checked outside, it was 114. And in the car on the way to get the iced coffee, it was 118. Jesus. Dion Peel, hello. How are you, honey? Oh my gosh. I love your fucking hair and your glasses. You're a treat. I love you. All you kids are great. You have great personalities. I love looking at your thumbnails, walk amongst the tombstones. It's fecking cold in Michigan. Never said it before, but kind of rather be in Michigan right now. Fuck. I say that because you have insane crime rates, but might go there one day because fuck, I need some cold. Isn't that weird? I know all you guys, but I didn't feel comfortable enough to chat because I'd never been there before. Interesting. Well, you're here now. You can chat with us now. Happy birthday to all of you who are also celebrating birthdays. You know what's crazy, you guys? Oh, look, Miss Parks became a member. Miss Parks, you're a member now. Oh my God. And Miss Parks had a great video idea. And I think I even brought this idea up to y'all once and said, oh, let's do it. And then I just forgot to write it down. So I'm so fucking thankful she brought this up. I told you guys because we did a scam video, but it was about a particular scam that was going on. I believe it was January or February. I think it was Scamuary video because it was one that was picking up and a lot of people were falling victim to it. And people were trying to pull this shit on your dad. And I was like, no, I'm not having it. So I made a video about the scams going on. And Miss Parks had an idea about making one for like the elderly who are still like wanting to be online because look, I have grandparents. My great grandma just died within the last couple of years. A lot of elderly people in my life that I adore. The old man who I adopted Mookie's from is about to be 91 in September. Dude still watches true crime every day. He remembers everything. He uses the phone regularly. He just doesn't like to fuck with technology a lot. And he almost got scammed. And it was by an Uber thing where people were trying to physically pick him up, like coming to his driveway in a car and saying, you called for a ride share. We're here to pick you up to therapy. And he pulled his gun out. He's like, get the fuck off my property. Like, and they did this every day for weeks. And finally, and I told him, I said, if you ever have issues, call me. I bring Mikos to visit him every week, even though it wasn't in the agreement. When I adopted him, it was a clean adoption. It's like, here, you take him. I cannot take care of him anymore. But Mookie's loved him so much, and he loved Mookie's, and I could tell. And I was like, look, I'm going to bring him back to visit you because I feel like it's kind of cruel to just relocate him without any explanation. I know he's a doggums, but he has feelings. And I could tell this old guy really loved him. And I ended up growing very fond of this old man. We'll call him Robert. We'll just call him by his name. His name's Robert. He's such a sweetheart. He was in the war. He's been to North Korea. He's been all over the world. He told me North Korea is the coldest place he's ever been. And he would never, or South Korea, sorry. He said he'd never want to go back. It was freezing. He told me about how he sat up next to a little, I think I've told you kids this story before. Miss Parks, don't worry. We're going to get back to you because you've looped me into a whole rabbit hole. It's going to get me sent back 30 minutes. But look, fascinating guy. I got to tell you guys about him. He's 90. He tells me, he's like, I used to set up back in the day at this gun show next to this young man. And he starts talking about how lovely this young man was, how sweet he was, how all the ladies really liked him. And he was such a sweet boy. And he studied his scriptures and his proverbs. He was very religious. And he said he gave me a knife and he used to sell knives and stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow, fascinating. Who was this guy? Fucking David Koresh of the Branch Davidians, you guys. What? I was like, Robert, what the fuck? Another time, he tells me about how he bought one of the only, I think it was a BMW or a Harley. I don't remember the exact one, but it was in like 55. He bought this motorcycle, right? And it was one of the only ones put out on the market that had a defect where you could like basically go in reverse like a car. You could drive it backwards. and it would kick into reverse sometimes. And one time, this lady who was real Karen was being real mean to him on the road, trying to swerve him off the road. And so when he stops at this light, he was like, man, she was like bumper to bumper with him. And so he accidentally kicked it into gear and backed up into her, and she got the ticket because she tried to tell the police, no, he reversed into me. And they're like, nice fucking try, bitch. It's a motorcycle. And he's like, she got the ticket. He was also James Avery's first customer. If you've ever bought a James Avery charm bracelet or any shit like that, it's real big in Texas. When James Avery was a teenager, he used to sell his jewelry here in Austin across from the tower where Whitman shot. The exact spot where he shot is where they set up all these markets. And yeah, Robert was his first customer. He walked by a little kid. He was like a teenager. He was selling silver rings, one with a cross on it. And he told Robert how he was a silversmith and he wanted to make jewelry for a living. And Robert bought his first piece. And he said that he thought the kid was so brilliant. He was such a nice kid. And he's like, he's going to be a hell of a salesman one day, the way he was talking about that silver. So Robert would take his wife back before she passed away every year to buy a piece of jewelry from him. And then the kid fucking gets huge. And to this day, he still goes to the original James Avery store, even though his wife's passed away, to buy jewelry from James Avery. He has a ton of it. He never wears. He just likes it. He wants to support James Avery. I didn't have the heart to tell him, don't worry, you don't need to. He's doing fucking great now. But yeah, I love that old man. Anyway, when I saw him almost get scammed, I was pissed. Basically, I think what happened was somebody put a roommate ad up for him because he was looking for a roommate on Nextdoor. Other people saw that this old man needs a roommate and he's 90, right? That is a huge way for scammers to get a hold of who's elderly and who's vulnerable. Simple public posts, stuff like, he needs a roommate, or does anybody have a walker for this guy to borrow? Or, I'm an old lady and I need someone to help me cut my fucking begonias. Scammers see that and they go, oh shit, let's case this house. She doesn't have a caretaker, especially if you put all alone in anything, whether it's Facebook, Nextdoor. There is a big chance somebody's going to try to pull some fuck shit on you. So I had to get on the phone with these scammers and I tracked them down. I found their address. And then your dad said some words that likely could have gotten me in a lot of legal trouble. I'm not going to say hypothetically speaking, if I were to threaten their life or to come to their house, I mean, I'm sure it would spook them. And hypothetically speaking, if I had done that, it likely would have made them stop. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I did and they did stop. That's not always a good option, right? So I am going to make a video where we talk about this shit. And we talk about how to protect them, not just from real life scams, but online scams, like everything. Because let's be real, the elderly bar is changing, right? I know 70-year-olds that are healthier than me, that like have a better memory than me. So I wouldn't consider 70 even elderly. There's a certain point though where we have to recognize that we're getting older. And some people want to stay on the internet. They want to take part in things, but they don't understand what the fuck is going on and why they're buying Target gift cards to keep their cable. So if I can make a video like Miss Park suggested that alerts them, hey, this is never going to happen, don't believe it, i.e. there is, and this is the number one thing I would put on it, and I'm going to put on it, you will never, ever in your life, ever, not one time, no matter who you are, what age you are, who you are, you will never fucking encounter any situation, be it online or in real life, ever, where you are required by a company to purchase gift cards to pay a bill or to help out or to make right or wrong. That will never happen. The only reason you should ever buy a gift card is to give it as a gift to someone you know. Okay? The amount of scams that happen annually because of people scamming people into buying gift cards from Target and Best Buy, Olive Garden, Chili's, en masse, so that they can transfer and bleed them is insane. It is billions of dollars, I'm sure. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is so much. They will, because once they get that, they can drain all kinds of accounts. The amount of times I've seen people fall for this, and it's scary. So there will never, ever be an occasion, especially if someone calls you saying they're from Apple, they're never going to have you buy a gift card. In fact, you should never respond to customer service that you haven't called yourself. And that's very important. It used to not to be that way. So I can see why there's confusion. I have a lot of empathy for elderly people trying to navigate the modern internet. It is upsetting for people who know a lot. I know a lot about the internet. I know a fuckload. It is upsetting for me to do it. I cannot imagine living through multiple wars or a Great Depression and then having to put up with some fuckstick fucking me over through a Best Buy account. Holy shit, I'd be pissed. I do have the P.O. box. I have to go pick up the key. In fact, I was going to post the P.O. box address, but when I looked at it, it had a question mark. So I don't know if they assign it when I get the key. I figured they'd give it to me. I did it all online, which, by the way, I went there and did it. And then I did it online because the line was too long. So again, if you're ever going to buy anything or, you know, even if it's a P.O. box and you're going to do it online, you go to them. You go to the website. But yeah, I am going to pick it up tomorrow, and or I did send them an email and I have not gotten one back asking about that. I find it weird. I'm pretty sure I'm off the waiting list, so I should have a number assigned to me. I'm going to go check. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. It's so hard for your dad to take compliments, but I'm trying my best. It's my birthday tomorrow, Miss Parks. But I might not be here because tomorrow your dad has a lot planned with Dad's boyfriend. He has the day off. We plan on sleeping and snorting with the Hugin. Just going in bed all night and all day. We're going to go somewhere nice to eat. We're going to catch up on some wrestling. I wanted to maybe go visit my parents. They're about 2 hours away. I don't know if that's going to get done because of the weather. It is so fucking hot. Your dad got his AC fixed in his car and then it broke again. So that's fun. And your dad's car, it's a Prius, which is normally super reliable, but it's a fucked up Prius. And I don't know if it'll even make it that far. So we'll see. We'll see. I've got the plans. I'd like to go to the city pool and float and think about death. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to think about the Mookies. It's crazy that I've adopted your Mookie voice in my real life. People think I'm insane. The other day I was at HEB and I was like, ooh, I think I would like some caramel. And it was just for my boyfriend because he fucking loves caramel. And this lady's like, oh, I like caramel too. And I was like, me too. And she goes, your voice changed. I was like, oh shit. That's my sneaky like, I am thinking of sneaky things. Okay, is today Dad's actual birthday? It is. It's tomorrow. But I want to spend my last few minutes in my 30s with you kids. I want to spend time with you kids. Dion Peel, you should be a forensic psychologist. You should also teach a class on studying a psychopath. I would love to teach a class on that. I would love to get into crime scene analytics because it's something that I already do. Namely, I want to, when I get my PI licensing, which is going to be soon. Oh my God, I'm so itchy today. When I get my PI licensing, which is going to be hopefully very soon, I would like to, first of all, I need to get in touch with Ed and get his book. Oh my God, I'm super itchy. Sorry. Your dad cleaned out the ACs and dusted the whole house. I did it 2 weeks ago and then I noticed spots I missed. So I did it again and there was a lot of mold in one of the ACs. And so I bought this mold blaster stuff and I sprayed it and it helped. But then when I went to spray it with the hose sprayer, it shot up in my face and I feel like it made me really sick. I'm sorry if I'm very itchy. The psoriasis is acting up. It's my birthday. Let's talk about skin conditions. It's not yet. It's going to be though. Okay. I want to do crime scene analytics. I would love to read Duty Ed's books. And then I would like to start taking more advanced classes. I would like to get trained on like an MVAC or a 3D scanning of a crime scene. And I would like to do some, I guess some consultant work maybe one day, but I think I'm going to need more experience than that. So it would just be really fucking cool, I think, too. Oh my God, Dion. Oh my gosh. Okay, Dion, with the $49.99. You didn't have to do that, honey. Thank you so much. What's your take on 75% of our nation's social security number having been exposed? Um, if that's true, I didn't hear about that. Are you talking about the AT&T data breach thing? I'm going to tell you something about these data breaches. There is kind of a, not even kind of, there's straight up like a false impression of them, I think, that is doled out to the public. I kind of wonder if that's what's going on sometimes. Like with the last data breach, a lot of people, creators, everybody was freaking out, going like, oh my God, your info is going to be on the dark web. I wouldn't worry about that. Your info is already on the dark web. All of our info is on the dark web, but it's not for the reason you think, because the dark web, well, I wouldn't even say dark web. I'd say deep web. They're different. One of them, the dark web, is where people sell assassins and guns and trade CSAM and horrible stuff, right? Yes, they do sell credit card information, but it's typically from a data breach. And typically by the time it gets there to be sold and used, it's already been canceled. So really a lot of the interactions going on the dark web, which is, imagine a triangle, right? And then you've got the internet. And then right here, you've got deep web. So you're getting in deeper water. So imagine it's the ocean. This is everybody on the internet. The ocean's huge, right? There's 50 billion people on it at all times. At one point or another, they're all interacting. They're all exchanging credit card information, all this shit, right? Which is why it's so important that our banks and everything stay automated, which sucks because, yes, it can be breached, but as long as it's breached and there's automated services, then we can prove that you can get your money back through insurance, aka FDIC insured, right? That's why you want to go with banks and credit unions that have insurance and have a good history of that. I personally, and I know I'll get shit for this, but I go with Bank of America. Yes, they've been breached. All banks have been breached, every single one of them. But they have some of the best fucking insurance, and they will refund you from getting frauded before they've even finished their investigation. And if they find out you're in the wrong, then they reverse it. But that's so rare, right? If you've been frauded, you've been fucking frauded. Anyway, social security numbers, not that big of a deal. Honestly, Dion, they're not. And the reason is because we could get that anyway. Like the scammers could get that anyway. I could get that. You could get my social right now. Anybody could. It is publicly available and very, very easy to get. I'm not going to explain how because I don't want to teach people to do that, but you'd be shocked. Just court records alone often have that in there. So what I would ask is, what can people do with your social security number? You know what I mean? It's almost like, sorry, I ate ice. It's very hot. It's almost like if somebody breached your name, like all of your names have been leaked. You know what I mean? Like, so it's my name. Same with socials. Back in the day, people could use social security numbers to create false identities, right? That's a thing that they could do. They could still do it, but it's not really going to do much for them now because of two-factor authentication and because matching that social with someone doesn't necessarily do anything for like a credit report or anything like that. Like you can apply for credit maybe with it and then be rejected or get credit, but then you have to go through a process that involves knowing everything about someone, being able to physically get their mail. You can't really reroute it without changing the USPS information. And now they track everything, even stamps. Do you guys know about this? I don't even know if I should show the stamp, but if you go buy a Forever stamp now, they have QR codes on them for tracking for that very reason, because people were trying to reroute mail. In order to do anything really worthwhile with your social security number, they would have to go through a great process that involves knowing so much more shit about you. A lot of the social security or the fraud that has to do with your social security number has to do with a couple of things. A lot of it has to do with Medicare and Medicaid fraud, stuff like that. Welfare fraud, anything that's a social service. That's where most of the social security number fraud is going to take place. But even then, they have to know a lot about you and they have to be able to do things, trickery, like move your address, but they also have to know your birthday and they also have to know this, that, and the other, and who you were married to, XYZ. It's a lot. So not only do they need to pick someone who either has a social service in their name, but they also have to find someone, if they're not doing that, they have to find someone with excellent credit who they can basically change their address. Both of those things, very hard to do. The only time that I would say our system was weak enough to get away with mass amounts of that would be during COVID, believe it or not. The Workforce Commission here in Texas, fraud was on the rise because of that, because they didn't really have like a Safeway barrier and anybody could sign up for unemployment insurance. Unemployment. So like people were signing up for fake unemployment using other people's socials. That was probably like, that was a learning experience, right? Luckily, they were able to go through, and they're still to this day investigating and reversing a lot of that. But there were people who got unemployment who were never unemployed and didn't know they were getting unemployment. Because everything was done electronically and being dropped into a bank, you didn't necessarily have to wait on the mail. Now, excuse me, when we were doing remember when you got the $1,400 checks and shit like that? The assistant income, stuff like that from the government. And we got the letter from Trump saying, congratulations, I just gave you some money. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, when that happened, a lot of people were trying to use leaked social security numbers to basically have checks sent to them, but then you're committing checking fraud. And Ace Cash Express and companies like that saw a rise in this happening, people trying to cash faulty checks. So they were putting these little basically they were putting a trackable system down where they could track the checks that were cashed. And then when they have to go back later and audit it, they can see who tracked it to where, and they're catching a lot of those people. So to answer your question, Dion, first of all, thank you for saying I should teach anything. I appreciate that. That makes your dad feel very good. Second of all, fuck, I love your hair. Is it dark purple? It looks like a color I always wanted and I could never achieve. Third, I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't. I mean, if it was the 70s or 80s, someone could use that to maybe steal your identity and then commit crimes, but you would have had to actually be dead. Most of the places that they get social security numbers that are used for nefarious purposes don't actually harm people physically because they're getting social security numbers for people who have passed away. It can harm, I guess, their families if they're getting something in the will, you know what I mean? But other than that, it really doesn't do much. Your social security number is probably easily accessible. All of ours is I know teens who could probably find it. In fact, I definitely know teens who could find it. It's very easy. A lot of it is through our public court systems, public documents, stuff at the clerk's office. So with that said, when these data breaches happen, a lot of people get their butthole up in their throat and they're like, fuck, I'm fucked. I have AT&T. I'm fucked. Or I have, this account and I'm fucked. One of the ways, I'll even post it below this video. In fact, let me see. Let me pull it up right now because I feel like this can be really useful. It's a pawned site. If you've ever heard someone say, have you been pawned? That means breached, basically. Like any of your data, has it been breached? Have your passwords been leaked? Has your identity or not even your identity, stuff like your social, I'm frozen again. I apologize. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know. Maybe you guys see me moving, but I don't. Anytime I open a new tab right now with the new StreamYard, since they sold it, it's been shit. I'm thinking of switching because I'm so irritated. Great. It's frozen again. So it's haveibeenpwned.com. And I'm going to post it as soon as it stops giving me guff. Even you kids are frozen. So I'm sorry, Dion. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait this freeze out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Okay. We're waiting. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks, StreamYard, you fucks. You fucking assholes. I'm trying to talk to Miss Dion. What's going on here? All right. I figured out, by the way, my Italian was terrible the other night. Aunt Deb says it was fine. I was like, no, there's something wrong with it. I can usually do it. There we go. I'm back. We can usually do a really good Italian over here at your dad's house. But your dad hadn't been watching a lot of Italian stuff lately. I'd been watching a lot of Love on the Spectrum. And simultaneously, I did not have gum in my mouth. That is the best way for me to do an accent. Great. I'm frozen again. Excellent. Excellent. Maybe, just maybe, your dad needs another computer. It's okay. I have a laptop I might switch to because this one I think your dad did too much with this one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to switch out my Banna. I wanted to give you all a thank you, Banna. I'm going to switch it out, Miss Dion. Check this out. This is one of the sites you can go to. You can go to any breach site, okay? But this one's really good. Have I been pawned? You can also go to Epios. I will put that below. And I'm going to show you how I used Epios to find Richard Allen's Dropbox account. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? He had a Dropbox account. He had an Xvideos account. He had all the same accounts Stephen Stearns did. Wild, isn't it? Interesting. Anyway, you can go here and you can see if you've been pawned, which means have you been breached? Has your data been leaked? Even like if you go just put your email address in, it can tell you. It has the largest breaches listed and what was breached. One of the biggest ones historically for a while was the MySpace breach, which is why it's really hard to find old MySpace accounts now. I'm unfrozen. Yay. Collections companies that whenever you don't pay a bill and it goes to collections, sometimes those collections companies can't keep up with the bills that they back. Like basically they pay off a creditor so that they can have your bill and then they can tack on more and more. And actually I feel like Stephen Colbert or old British fella, can't remember his name at the moment. They did a really good, he's on HBO. They did a really good background into this scam where these companies, these bill collectors will buy your bills, right? And then they'll just tack on and tack on and tack on like late fee. And then you go settle it, right? So historically people thought, oh, they pay the whole bill, right? No, they settle. So the company that you owe money, whether it's like a Metro toll company or a credit card, they will sell your debt like a pawn shop. Okay, creditor, you pay 30%, so we at least get something because they've already tacked on late fees. So whatever the original debt is usually what these people buy it for. Then they buy it, and then they re-tack on the late fees you already had. So imagine you, I don't know, you owe a credit card $100, right? And then you never pay that, or like a short-term loan, $100, you never pay it. That company says, we're tacking on late fees, tacking on late fees. It's been 6 years now. You owe $800, bitch. Pay us now. And you say, yes, it's John Oliver. Thank you so much, Lori. So let's say that you're like, no, I don't want to fucking pay. I'm not paying that. I'm ignoring you. Well, then this company comes in and they say, hi, we're called Debt Interest Group. We'll take that debt. How much do they owe you? $100, but now they owe you $7. What if we pay the original $100? Then can we have the debt? And then they go, sure, you can fucking have it. This company gives them $100. They now have the debt. They put it back at $700, and now they start calling you, and they do this shit where they're like, hi, this is Lawn, Garden, and Gnome. We are we're a bunch of lawyers, and we're going to sue the fuck out of you and take everything, and then we're going to beat you with bats if you don't pay this fucking shit. And then you sit there and you're like, hey, this is crazy. What are you talking about? You're not the company I owe. How about I just go back and pay that other company what I originally owe them? And then they go, no, fuck you. You owe $800 now. But if you pay us now, we will stop calling your house, your cousin, your sister, your neighbors, your the place you used to teach at. We'll stop calling everyone you've ever known if you just pay us $400. So then you go, please leave me alone. Yes, fine. Here's $400. Fuck off. So now an original debt that you could have paid $100 and had your credit go back up, you're now paying somebody else $400 for the $100 bet they paid or debt they paid off. You're paying them an extra $300 to harass your family. And it's a fucked up system, right? So anyways, that's the way all of that shit works. Those companies that buy that debt have the most data breaches. Like that is, and then what do? When they get breached, they close and they reopen under another LLC name, like a shell. It's wild. If you go to this website, Have I Been Pawned, and you put an email address in, it's going to tell you where that email address or anything associated with it has been leaked. So if you have used that email address to sign up for a credit card online and it got rejected, you still had to put your personal information in, it's going to show up in a breach on there, and it's free and it's really easy to check. So that's one of the ways. And I have always said this, Ernie, and you're fantastic. If somebody wanted to steal my identity, they'd probably make my credit better. I've said this for years. Yes, 100%. Take my fucking identity and fix it, please. But there are people who have fantastic credit and it gets ruined. Remember that chick from Amy's Bakery Company that we were talking about on Aunt Deb's channel? Holy fuck. She tried to blame all of her fuck shit that her and her Armenian husband did to funnel drug money overseas. She tried to blame that on identity thievery and she got busted, and they have identity theft on their fucking record. That's crazy. Miss Parks. Miss Parks. You're such a sweetie. You guys don't have to do this. You're the best. I wanted to spend my birthday giving you a gift and answering your questions. You don't have to do that, but thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. In my former life, I used to laugh that if someone stole my day, yeah, they'd immediately, same thing. Me, you, and Ernie Birdie in the same fucking, we're in the same bag, dude. We're in the same bag. Yes, just take it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Whatever. You'll either make it better, but I don't think you can make it worse because I have so many student loans. Like, no, like, take it, fix it, please. By all means, fix it and give it back to me. How about that? Fix it so I can steal it back. I love you guys so much. You're the sweetest. Thank you. Listen, back to what Dion was saying, though, 75% of your socials have been stolen. I wouldn't worry about it one bit. Unless you've seen strange activity, there's nothing you could do anyway. Like, you could change your social security number. And the only way that I know to do it, that someone who worked at SSA told me once, they said the only way that you can get a new social is by doing something like this. And then she went like that. And I was like, what's that? She goes, that's when you rip your social security card. I was like, what? She goes, yeah. Did you know that you can't even tape it back together? They just make you get a new one. And typically they just assign you a whole new number. What? And it takes forever. I was like, oh my God, well, mine's been washed. It looks like shit, but I still have it. And she goes, how do they? And you're not allowed to laminate it. So if you laminate it, they're just going to make you get another one. It's really crazy how that one little flimsy piece of paper means so much to the government, but it does nothing. So long story short, I wouldn't worry about it at all, Miss Dion. In fact, I wouldn't even worry about if your passwords get leaked. Just change them, because by the time they hit these areas of the web, there are millions of them. They're on a list and they have to pay someone money for them, hoping they'll work. And usually that person gets paid. And then by then the accounts are changed or they don't work, or there's just nothing there for the person who bought it. They don't check your credit ahead of time. So they're just selling information that's kind of useless, and they're double scamming. In a way, they're scamming the scammers. That's why, I mean, you hear about people's identity getting stolen and stuff, but so rarely is it because of the actual dark web or deep web or anything like that, or someone like hacking. And most hackers, by the way, they're not trying to fuck you guys. They're not trying. If anything, a lot of hackers, not saying they're ethical, they're not doing it to do what you would think. They're not doing it to do the scariest thing. They're not doing it to look at your kids or to sexually blackmail you or to, steal your identity and get credit. A lot of them are hacking because they want to. I hesitate to even bring this up because it's like, it's silly. I don't want to aggrandize people who do bad things or breach anybody. A lot of them are trying to hack government or security sites, but not for the reasons you'd think. Not to fuck them over, not to upset them, not to be a pirate, if you will. It's not even like a lulsec thing, if you know what that means. You're old school. It's because they want a job. I know that sounds crazy. If you can hack something that is massive, it's an OPSEC. You can spin the angle, and they want a Goodwill Hunting moment. They want to be the person, the guy or gal who committed a crime, but the government's like, you're so fucking smart. Will you come work for the CIA? That's what they want. And they want that because it has historically happened. It happened with a guy named Sabu and Lulsec. We'll go over that one day. It happened with a guy named Cowboy, Jester. There are these hackers that are now working for people that, like the FBI and CIA, people who like have really stringent laws and really stringent policies, and you have to go to school, work your ass off, go through the police, be perfect your whole life just to get there and pass all these background checks. And then this fucking douchebag who's really good at computers and fucking drinks Mountain Dew all goddamn day, all of a sudden you got to work with this fucking guy. because he's a beautiful fucking mind. Yeah, it happens, but it happens rarely. And so many of these hackers, oddly, are banking on them being the next one. So it's fucking wild. And then you've got a small percentage that are doing it for selfish reasons or just because it's funny. And to them, it's like, fuck you to a company. Like your Uncle Alex wanted to play a video game and then he ended up in fucking prison or whatever for that shit. I mean, Xbox Underground was no joke to Xbox. They lost a lot of money. But to your Uncle Alex and his buddies, it was like, we want to fucking play this game with mods. You know what I mean? Like, not moderators, but like they want to modify the game so that they can have endless lives or some shit. It's goofy. It's not like they don't want to fucking hurt anybody. They're just goofing and figured out a way to fucking, it's like finding out a way to cheat the system. That's what a lot of these hackers are doing. It's wild though. It's fucking wild. Thank you so much, Miss Parks, Dion, everybody. I love you. Okay, let's go to this. I'm way behind. You're absolutely right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We just watched the reboot on Ramsey. On Ramsey, you mean Jean Bonnet? Which Ramsey? Same with kidnapping. If somebody wanted to kidnap me, they'd immediately, dude, good luck kidnapping me. I'm dense. Your dad weighs a lot. I remember when I was a kid, they would go, oh, yeah, she probably, like when I was real skinny and I was fit and I played tennis, they were like, oh, yeah, 110, 120 tops in like high school, like my freshman year. And then I got on the scale and I was like fucking 180. And they're like, what the fuck? And I was like a size 10. Like I wasn't that big. So it was wild. I'm just fucking dense. I'm like Mother Earth, dude. Good luck kidnapping someone tried to. They couldn't drag me 2 feet. Fucking assholes. I also pissed and rubbed blood on them. So fuck them. But the point is, have I been pawned? Great site. There's a couple of others. They will tell you exactly where you've been breached. But as far as your social goes, you're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. If you get not SSRI, that's an antidepressant. SSI, if you get Social Security income, stuff like that, I would definitely let, like, if you have a caseworker or if there's somebody that you speak to who has told you that it's been breached, make sure that it's them. Like, no one's ever going to call you and tell you that. You know what I mean? If you get an email, it might not even be from the Social Security Administration. Make sure the email is from an accurate place too, because a lot of these places, the beginning of the scam is actually telling you you've been breached when you haven't. So I would call the 1-800 number and check with them. What is that? Oh, that's where Hugin licked the mic. Gross. Turning it. Okay. LOL, please take my identity, says LA. And thank you so much, Truth and Justice. Happy birthday to everybody. Yes, my birthday is in the morning. Yep. FYI, creditors can't touch Social Security funds, which only funds I get. Yes. If you get them direct deposit, here's what I would be concerned about. I would be concerned if like a credit card or a debit card gets breached to your bank. If the password for your bank account got breached, that's what I would be concerned with. Also, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you pay for advertising, if you use like payment systems through Instagram, Facebook, I don't know if Twitter has them yet, any platform that relies on another entity to handle payments, especially for advertising accounts, like Meta has its own business platform, you can easily be breached. But the way they do it is they have you pay for advertising, or they'll take your fucking number through that and then they will apply it to fake ads, and the ads are for them. So they're basically profiting off of an ad you're paying for. I had my entire bank account drained from that, and I'm your fucking dad. I'm careful as fuck. But what happened? Someone in fucking Kyrgyzstan, or I don't know where the fuck, ran like, it was something like $2,500. It was all my money out of my bank account years ago by running these weird ads with donkeys and like people hitting them with twigs. And I was like, what is going on? And it was draining before my eyes. I could see it come down. And I was like, what is happening? And it's because I had gotten a thing from Meta that I thought was legit because they were transitioning. And I didn't notice one letter difference in the email that was sent to me that said you have to change your password. And I did, like a fucking idiot. It should always be from the same place they've been in the past, and they will never reach out to you without you clicking it and taking you right to Facebook. And if it does, and you see M, even for mobile, or if you see www1, like instead of www dot, it's www1 dot, stuff like that. No, that's fake. Your dad missed that. I fucked up. Luckily, Bank of America immediately refunded me, and you have to, every time that happens, if that happens, especially if it's through an advertising platform, you have to tell your bank, and you 100%, no matter what, tell them you want the fraud investigated. It is incumbent upon you to do it. You don't imagine not having to pay for a private investigator. Your bank does it. It's fantastic. Take advantage of that. Hello, Mia Beto. Dude, you brought me one of the best. You kids will bring up subjects that end up being my favorite moments in life, and yours is one of them when you bring up the penis thing. That made me laugh very hard. Duty Ron loved it. Everybody who's gone back and watched it has loved it, and they learned, and they were amazed. I have a friend who had a bad vasectomy and had to get it reversed twice, believe it or not. He's in medical books, who didn't know about this device and was like, what the fuck? He wanted a fake cock. What happens if you go back and pay the original company with the debt? You can't once it's sold. Sometimes they'll let you if it's like a state run organization, a state debt, like something to the government. Sometimes they'll let you. Most of the time you can't. I always recommend, like, if you don't give a fuck about your credit, then fine, wait 7 years. It does go away. Another thing, a lot of people I've seen, oh God, I've seen so many people talk about this in fear. And I'm like, you don't have to worry. And I know it sounds crazy. Again, John Oliver has spoken about this. If the whole like, oh, 7 years and my warrant goes away. No. That's not a thing. You still have a fucking warrant. But when it comes to personal private credit, baby shark, personal private credit. Remember that. It does. It goes the fuck away. After 7 years, it goes the fuck away. You're going to be fine. But the thing that's the craziest, medical bills from hospitals. I understand. Medicine's expensive. Cancer treatment's expensive. Everything's expensive. The amount of people I've seen who have said, I will not call for an ambulance because I don't want it to affect my credit. I can't afford that. They're going to hit me with the bill. There is a federal law. Let me scream this. There's a federal law that says they can't fucking do that. Stop bleeding out on the sidewalk because you're scared of your credit. Stop it. It's silly. They cannot any longer. They used to could. And then Elizabeth Warren fought the good fight. They cannot fuck you on your credit because of hospital bills. Is it a private company? Yes. Are they allowed to then? They can try, but if you appeal it and fight it, you will win, and it costs you nothing. They cannot. You can go to your credit report and you can fight it and say this was a medical bill, and it will be taken off your credit. I promise you. Go get help that you need medically to keep you alive and stop worrying about your fucking credit. Now, if you want a cosmetic procedure or you're trying to get some shit through a, I don't know, like a fucking chiropractor or a not real fucking job, it was a not real medical service. If you're going to a massage therapist, that's different. But if you're going to the fucking hospital and you think they're going to fuck your credit, no. That's 80s shit. That's 90s shit. We're over that now. They can't fucking do it. They can't fucking do it. It's Dad's birthday in a few hours. I want to spend the last couple of hours as a 30-something with you kids. Sarah Jessica Parker made this sound like it was going to be miserable. I feel alive. She's a liar. What happens when you go back to it? Yeah, so you can't. You can't. And also, if you ever have a creditor that says you owe $700 because of late fees and they have bought the debt from someone, tell them you'll pay the original debt. Tell them you'll pay half of the original debt. They'll take it. They'll take it if they've been trying to get a hold of you and can't. Now, I'll tell you a funny story and then we'll move down. Oh my God, your Aunt Deborah's here. Aunt Deb, stop it. Happy birthday, Mool. I'm playing GTA with my nephew eating candy, but got you on mute in the background. Yes, mute me. Dude, Thank you, Aunt Deb. Also, Auntie Deb's nephew told me his favorite wrestler. She asked him and then sent me the voicemail. Wick Fuego is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. I can't wait to show Dad's boyfriend. He is so precious. What he says, Wick Fuego. Oh my God. Auntie Deb, can I play Wick Fuego for them? If not, I understand. It's your nephew. But oh my God, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard. What about Google Wallet? I just put it on my phone. I know nothing about it. It's actually pretty secure. Google Wallet's pretty good. Actually, a lot of the wallets are really good. They very rarely get breached from what I can tell. Like, if they get your wallet password, then just change it. But that's one of the good things about Google. They save everything. So if you need to contest it or fight it later, you're good. And they are as good about reversing all the damage. You know what I mean? Because in the end, you have to remember, until cash is in someone's hand, all money is reversible. Until cash is physically in their hand, it's all reversible. And even then, it's still reversible because FDIC insured. Hello, witch. It's a witch. Hello, everybody. Hello, LA. Hello, CNAO. The government requires ID to prove who you are, but also you have to pay for it. Yes. Here in America, or you're in Canada, right? I'm very interested in Canadian stuff. We might have to have you on to answer Dad's Canadian questions. I have a bunch of Canadian friends, but I just haven't asked them some of the things I'm very interested to ask about stuff like that. Good news, no pawnage found. You're great, Tiff. So in America, like your social security card, they expect you to keep it perfect your whole life, but it's made out of the flimsiest paper. And if you lose it, it's a fucking burden. It used to really affect you. It could affect your identity. Now, the best it really can affect is, like, I guess, people trying to open credit in your name, but it's very hard. We do have a user who I'd like to interview her about this one day. She said maybe. Well, she said she could, but we have to do a deep background. She had a tenant in her building open credit cards in someone's name, but I think even to do that, she would have had to know certain information based on what I could see. That would require things like, email addresses and stuff. That, let me just put it this way. If someone's going to use your social security number to fuck you over, it's usually someone you know personally, like in your life, whether it's a kid, an uncle, or cousin. It almost has to be. It's very hard to do. Yes, opportunity, narcissism. I love all these words. I love these words. These are great. These describe people who do that. The big 40, my son's age. I had him when I was 10. LOL, I couldn't be that old. What? Wait, what? You had a kid at 10? Deborah, come on the channel. I have so many questions. Are you fucking with me? Jesus. Woo! What did your son say was different about 40? I do feel that I don't give a fuck as much. I do feel that. Y'all said I'd feel that. I'm starting to feel it. Oracle used to offer $1 million to anyone who could hack them. I don't want to out anyone, but we have a user here whose husband works real deep in Oracle. We can ask him. We'll ask her. We will ask her. Oh my gosh, they hacked Bulletproof, where I used to get my vitamins. Now they hacked our hospital and wanted money. So that is a different kind of hacking. That's a corporate hacking. That is very different than people. You know what I mean? Sorry. I have coffee foam on my lips. I get the cold foam. It gets everywhere. I have to lick it off the top or it's going to give me a mustache. Okay. That's different. That's corporate. Way different than private. Corporate entities get hacked all the time, especially if people see them as demons or like assholes, like companies like Walmart and shit. Companies that underpay their employees. That's like a what's the word? It's like a Robin Hood hacking, right? But there are companies that get hacked, like, or people try to hack them, like Stratford & Co. and Blackwater. Those are like political hackings, I think. Hospitals, that's egregious. It happens a lot. It happened in Arizona, I believe, in New Mexico. I remember calling to get info on an inmate. Remember the guy I told you was confessing to missing people, but he was in prison and he was just doing it to get transferred. He was a fucking prick. That same guy had made some claims about someone who was in prison at the time, and he had a cousin who was in jail. Anyway, I was calling to find out if these people are in prison or in jail and how to get a hold of this inmate because they weren't in the system. The system wasn't popping up. Turns out the entire prison system got hacked. And the jail, they couldn't pull up inmate rosters. You couldn't do JPay. I was like, how long has it been this way? She's like, it's been a whole month. Holy shit. In cases like that, I can't help but wonder if it's somebody who was maybe incarcerated there. There are other cases where people do it for political reasons, and there are cases where people will hack hospitals and shit because they are working with other companies like that maybe people don't like, and it ends up leading to a hacking. That's a whole different thing aside from personal hacking, like private individuals. I can't even speak to that because I can't even believe people do. It pisses me off. Like, imagine you've got a loved one on a ventilator and a hospital gets hacked. It's going to affect like care. It has to affect care. I don't know for sure, but shit, maybe I know there's nurses in the chat. Black Rose, did it affect care? Do you remember? Like, I know you got vitamins, but like the hospital you worked at, when they did that, typically they'll catch them, especially if there's communication going back and forth and monetary demands. They can trace the bank accounts pretty fucking easy, even with a VPN. Like, they could trace all of that. Stratford & Co. is one of the leading security companies in the United States, handling our Department of Defense, all these government documents. They're here in Austin. They got fucking hacked. There are some places you hack and you will go to prison for life. And then there are other places people think they'll go, oh, I'm impressed, come work for us. Doesn't really work that way. Interpol is more likely to do that than the US. Mainly, they'll keep you locked up and take away your MySpace. I feel so much better now. I'm so glad you do. I just like, I always tell people, like, if you hear, oh my God, there's been a big breach on AT&T, you're dense to me too. If you hear that and you get freaked out and you're like, oh my God, I have to go buy this shit. There's so many creators who like, and I'm not shitting on them. I get it. You get a good sponsor if it's a good spot. One of them is Aura. Everybody gets sponsored by Aura. They love it. I used to think it was shit. I looked more into it. I tested it out. It's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. But as far as protecting you from breaches and shit, I mean, it'll alert you, but you could also just run it yourself and check for free. But I think they do give you like protection and stuff from that. And you might not check every day. These companies are required to send you an email if that happens. So you should be getting emails about it. But again, there's fake ones that go around. So people think they're breached. And then it's like, click this link and change your password. And now they have your new password. So in instances like that, these companies, these data breach apps and stuff, yeah, they're fucking great. They're fucking great. But I feel like I wish people would downplay or not. Oh, hi, Mookie's. Oh, he has to go pee-pee. I wish people wouldn't play up like the dark web hacking shit as much, because it's not really that much of a threat. And I think it freaks people out and they end up buying like massive packages for companies to protect them that really don't do much other than alert them when they've been fucked. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. I got to walk the Mookies real quick. He always does this at the beginning. I am going to start reading through all of your stuff. You guys, before I get back, I want you to send me your questions that Daddy has never answered. Okay. Questions that maybe you've never asked. Maybe you've been afraid to ask. Maybe you just want to know some shit. Maybe you heard a thing that you want to know if it's true, internet related, anything OSINT. Yeah, you should pay off the creditor if you can, but once they've sold the debt, they don't have it in their system. They'll tell you. If you can still pay it off there, do it. And then the debt collector, it's kind of weird. They almost have like an agreement with the creditor where if they come to us, they'll pay us off and then we pay you back. Almost like a consignment of your debt. That's a different way to do it. But again, that was very 2000s. It's changed a lot now. Now they can sell off the total debt. So if I were you, I would call the original one first. If they give you the option to pay it off at the original amount, which they usually will after a couple of years, take it, do that. But if they tell you it's been sold and it's not in their system, that means that they have literally basically data dumped. You know what I mean? Like how every 7 years Facebook data dumps. And so you can only go back so many years unless you request data. Same thing. They just don't have space on their servers for all that information. So it's funny, but it's true and it happens. Ray Romano, I'm going to ask him. I'll find out what Mookie says about that. Yeah, basically Here's where we're going to go. I'm going to walk him real quick. It's not going to take too long. I'm going to give him a treat. I'm going to tell him y'all love him. I'll see if he wants to come on and say hi to everybody. Okay. While I'm doing that, you guys know how much your dad fucking loves this one bit that I've shown you guys a couple of times. I am going to put this on for you to watch. I hope it doesn't freeze. But this is the infamous Epstein Conan bit that I showed you kids once, and you loved it. So I'm going to play it again, and then I'll be right back. And if Dad takes too long, then another one's going to come on right after that, okay? But it shouldn't take too much longer. It shouldn't take beyond 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute bit. The reason is because it's your dad's birthday coming up. And look, I froze already. Great. It's your dad's birthday coming up, and I want to do things that Dad wants to do today. And one of those things I want to do, I like talking to you. I like answering your questions. But I also really like showing you funny things on the internet and interesting things, not just all true crime related. This happens to be extremely funny and about one of the darkest true crime topics of all time. And your dad fucking loves it. And I've showed this to you and you kids loved it. And for those of you, since there's a lot of new people since I last played it, let's fucking do this, right? The pawn side is right here. It's on the bottom. YouTube bad actors. See right there, right behind where your question is? Boom, that's it. HaveIBeenPawned.com. But there's no A in pawned. All right? And I will put that below too. You can also just type in "Have I Been Pawned" with an A on Google, and this site will be the first to pop up. Okay? So let me screen share. I hope Aunt Deb is here watching this. I don't know if she's seen this, but this is a video I wanted to show her. Fucking all of you are going to love this shit. If you haven't seen this, it's so fucking funny. This is Norm Macdonald's. Oh, fuck. I froze again. Great. Excellent. Fucking StreamYard. This is Jim Downey. He's Norm Macdonald's writing partner. And when I met Norm, he was touring with Kevin Farley. That's Chris Farley's little brother, who does an amazing show. If you ever get to see Kevin perform, he was in a fake boy band for a while. You guys might remember. I don't remember the exact name of it right now, but I'll look it up. He's also a fantastic human being. And Kevin Farley toured with Norm. Jim Downey wrote a lot of Norm's best shit. He like wrote with him forever. And I'm talking like a writing partner. Jim Downey is up there with like Jack Handy, as far as I'm concerned. Like, he's fucking brilliant. And when he went on Conan, oh my God, this is one of the funniest things your dad's ever seen. So I'm going to show this to you because it's my birthday and I can. All right. Technically it's not, but it will be in a few hours. Ready? Here we go, kids. Let me make sure that this shares everything. All right.
There are many figures in our society who contribute an enormous amount to our culture, and people who have unconventional personal lives, and yet they seem exempt from criticism. You know, Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish.
I see it.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I see it.
No one, criticizes him, and yet.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Is a double standard.
Jim,
it's wrong.
Jim,
and
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Much has been said about Jeffrey Epstein. Terrible things.
No, Jeff. I'm talking about Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Yes, we're talking about the same Jeff Epstein.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I never heard.
Oh, it was a big story in the news. Huge.
No.
Yes. For you to say no one ever
Jeff
said.
Epstein.
Yes.
Jeff Epstein.
Yes, the financier.
With the island.
Yes, he had an island that I've never been to. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, with respect, if there was some news about Jeff Epstein, I would have heard.
No, I don't know what rock you've been under. It was a huge story, and Jeff Epstein I have to tell you, he's gone. He's dead.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Sorry, nice try. If Jeff Epstein were deceased, I'm pretty sure I would know about it. Now, I admit I've not. Probably since the pandemic, I have not talked to him.
That would make sense. That would make sense. He's been dead for a number of years, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's one easy way. Let's call Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, we're not calling Ghislaine Maxwell.
Why not? Okay.
She's in prison. She's in prison for crimes she committed with Jeff Epstein.
Jelane's in prison.
Yes. Stop calling her Jill. How do you know these people? Jim.
Conan.
Jim.
All right.
Jim, listen.
Okay.
Listen
I'm
to me.
just saying, I'm your friend. You know what? It doesn't matter what you do in your private or personal.
I don't do anything in my private life.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm watching it again. We're
Hi.
watching it again. It's so good. The Financier. Jesus fucking Christ. To this day, if someone asks me or talks about Epstein, I go, "Oh, the Financier."
There are many figures in our society who contribute an enormous amount to our culture, and people who have unconventional personal lives, and yet they seem exempt from criticism. Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish. Now, Jeffrey Epstein.
It's hard to hear because everybody starts laughing, but when he says it the first time is fucking great. He says the Financier and everybody's just dying. I gotta go back a little. So perfect.
Wait a minute.
No, let me finish.
Right there.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish. Jeffrey Epstein. I see it. No one, criticizes him, and yet.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That is a double standard.
Jim,
it's wrong.
Jim,
And
hold
it's
on.
okay.
Hold on.
Look,
Hold
Conan-
on. Much has been said about Jeffrey Epstein.
And it's frozen again.
Terrible things.
No,
have been-
Jeff. I'm talking about Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Yes, we're talking about the same Jeff Epstein.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I never heard.
Oh, it was a big story in the news. Huge.
No,
Yes. For you to say no one ever
Jeff
said.
Epstein.
Yes.
Jeff Epstein.
Yes, the financier.
With the island.
Yes, he had an island that I've never been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, with respect, if there was some news about Jeff Epstein, I would have heard.
No, I don't know what rock you've been under. It was a huge story, and Jeff Epstein I have to tell you, he's gone. He's dead.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's
No.
dead.
Sorry, nice try. If Jeff Epstein were deceased, I'm pretty sure I would know about it. Now, I admit I've not, probably since the pandemic, I have not talked to him.
That would make sense. That would make
But
sense. He's been dead for a number of years, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's one easy way. Let's call Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, we're not calling Ghislaine Maxwell.
Why not? Okay.
She's in prison. She's in prison for crimes she committed with Jeff Epstein.
Ghislaine's in prison.
Yes. Stop calling her Ghislaine. How do you know these people? Jim.
Conan.
Jim.
All right.
Jim, listen.
Okay.
Listen
I'm
to me.
just saying, I'm your friend. You know what? It doesn't matter what you do in your private or personal.
I don't do anything in my private life.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Let me pause this.
Hi,
before-
my name is Jim Dan.
We're not gonna. Okay. I saw some of you guys made some great comments. Oh my God, I have to go back. Look, dispute anything on your credit record for any reason. It has to be removed from your credit records. Yes. Yes. And also, if someone fucks you over from a business, go to BBB, Better Business Bureau, baby. Go there and fucking tell on them. Snitch. We are a pro snitch group. Okay. Ain't they dead bitch here? Jay, Chai, my baby. Look, your aunt Uncle Jay is here. By the way, Duty Ron, if he hasn't contacted you, he should be. I believe. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I believe we're going to be with Duty Ron together at some point in the near future discussing a case. We'll see if that works out. How do you get them to take it off your report, though? You dispute it. You fight with them. You do what your dad does and you say, no, I have time for this. And you stay on the phone and you have to. Have you ever spoken to a relative that likes to stay on the phone 7 hours and you're like, I know if I answer this phone call, I'm not going to get shit done? You have to answer the phone. Metaphorically speaking, you have to get it done. You have to out fucking talk them. You just have to. There's no way around it. You go into the deep. You pack snacks. Get your snacks, get your water, charge that phone, get fucking ready, bitches. Because you got to fight them. You do it through email, you call them, you don't let it fucking go. If they say, well, we're going to need to contact them and we're going to need to fucking investigate, okay, do that. And then if we find that you're wrong, the only option is to appeal. Okay, I'll appeal it. Keep your receipts. Let them know. Show them everything. If you truly don't deserve that on your credit, it'll get done. It'll get done. I was told you should pay off the credit or not. That. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. That's if they'll let you. Mrs. Parks, she's thinking. All right, let's keep going down. Auntie Deb says yes. Ooh, I'm going way back. Hooray, Romano. I don't know the answer to that, but I'll tell you this much. Can't fucking stand. Did I tell your kids about how the time your dad, because I'm allergic to drinking, when I did get drunk that time, was covered in hives, screaming and just vomiting and screaming, why is Everybody Loves Raymond a show? Nobody loves Raymond. I was so upset about it. I don't know why. He haunts me. I have Google Wallet and love it. Don't make daddy. Yes, call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Yes, Sherilyn is right. Always dispute it. The cousins are chilling. We're all chilling, you guys. We're all chilling. We showed you the pawn site. Pawned in 2 AT&T in 2024, my Fitness Pal in 28. And see, with that shit, you just change your password. There's really nothing much you can do. And did it affect anything for you, Black Rose? Because I haven't seen anybody really get affected. And a lot of it has to do with the information that was breached wasn't that important. I get like some people change their bank accounts. It just kind of depends, it depends. Does it affect you? I don't think it does until it does. You know what I mean? And so few people have that happen. That was also so much data. If it affects you, it's going to happen later. So I would just change everything now. And by that, I mean your passwords. They tell you not to keep your social security card in your wallet. So guess where I keep it? In your butthole, Ernie. That's where I put mine. I always kept. Excellent. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you have. You know what I mean? You always kept. Glad you have. I had my feckin' sister steal my ID. Your sister stole your ID? Woo! I'd tell mom. That's what I would do. I keep it in a small home safe, which is bustable. You mean combustible? Or bustable? I got my DL in 990. It had my social security number on it. Yep. Some of them do, right? What's that site? It's Have I Been Pwned? Without. And I saw someone said owned is a better way to describe it. Yes, it's owned, but with a P. Or pawned without an A. Either or. Keep it in a safe place, like with your birth certificate. Sisters can be such brats. Yes, I hope you told. Hello, Candy. Nice to see you. Oh, good. It froze again. What is up with StreamYard, you guys? What is happening? I'm scared to take Jim Downey off because I'm scared it'll be frozen. It's still fucking frozen. What is happening? What is happening, StreamYard? It's a StreamYard problem. It has to be. My mom had her identity stolen. The cops found the people with a whole bunch of mail. Oop, that never made it to mom's mailbox along with us. That is a good way because, oops. So a lot of people think that by this, I'm so glad you brought this up, Crystal. A lot of people think that by opting out of electronic communication, it makes them less vulnerable, right? You know how sometimes it'll say, do you want to get e-communication? Like, do you want us to contact you through email with this important information in regards to XYZ? Usually it's like a doctor or something. And then it's like, well, we have a portal you have to go through, right? And a lot of people go, no, I'll have it sent directly snail mail. That's safer. With the amount of mail theft that's going on, physical mail theft, fuck that. Not just Amazon packages, like everything. People love stealing the gift card. If they see, it's another thing. Here's some advice that a friend gave me a while back because her mail was getting stolen and I wasn't getting a lot of shit. Oddly enough, your dad would fucking love jury duty. I would absolutely love that. They won't let me because I was a victim of a violent crime that time. But as long as it's not a stabbing, beating, kidnapping, or attempted assault or murder, I think I can be a part of the trial. So in Texas, if you're a victim of violent crime and it's a violent crime case, they don't let you be a juror. Now, I want to be on a jury so bad. And somebody was stealing our mail and I was not basically responding to jury duty. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'll be there in a second. Where do I go? But I wasn't getting my mail. So a friend of mine told me that it was on the rise in our neighborhood. She lives kind of close. And her boyfriend had a bunch of shit stolen. And it was all like birthday cards. And that's when they told me, they said, if someone's going to send you something for your birthday, or if you send someone a birthday card, don't put it in a colored envelope. Because that's like, don't write happy birthday on the outside, nothing like that. Because that's what the people who are going to steal are looking for. You know what I mean? You worked for Oracle 5 years. Excellent. So you might actually know the other person who is in our chat. I don't know. Maybe you know her husband. But regardless, was anyone ever able to hack it? I don't think they have, right? I think Oracle's been pretty secure, hasn't it? Fascinating. Independent financial advisor, 32 years, and you were spot on with the financial information that you passed on, unlike 95% of the financial gurus who host radio shows. Happy birthday, OB. Hey, thank you so much, Roasted Bean. I appreciate that. And as an independent financial advisor of 32 years, have you found that, well, I guess let me ask you this. Have you found that this generation of kids, and by kids, I mean like 17 to like 25-year-olds, right? Do you find that they're more in tune with the whole student loan situation? Because I remember we used to just think it was like that show Undeclared, like this is just free credit or we don't have to pay it back later. A lot of us got into student loans not realizing how badly it could fuck us in the long run. I've noticed that when I see, like at my old job, there were a couple of 20-somethings in there. When I see them discussing the possibility of taking out a student loan, they're like very weary. They're like, oh, no. That shit'll fuck me. Like they know the scam. They know the VIG. They know what's up. And I love that for them. This generation is more in tuned, I think, with financial assets than mine was, for sure. I had to learn everything the hard way. These fucking kids already know. Nah, that's how they get you. And I love that. I love that for them. I was 15 when I had my daughter. 9 days. Oh, I'm freezing again. Why? Okay, here we go. Now we're back. I was 15 when I had my daughter, 9 days after my 15th birthday, to be exact. The first time I ever had sex, I got pregnant. You know what? My mom was a teen mom, dude. She was a teen mom. And my grandma was a teen mom, and my great-grandma was a teen mom. Historically, in my family, all the kids have been born between like the age of 15 and 20, but then my grandma got pregnant at 32 when my mom was pregnant with me as a teen. I think I'm the first in my whole family's history who can't have kids and doesn't. So that fucking rules for me. But I always I have empathy for teen moms. I really do. I love the show. When people talk shit about Janelle, even though she's a piece of shit, I still am protective. Because I'm like, that is the hardest job on earth is being a teen mom, because then you got to deal with teen dads. And they're just mouth-breathing lunatics. I hope this isn't freezing for you guys. It randomly is freezing for me. What are we doing? We're just chatting. You kids, send me your questions. If I can answer them, I will. If I don't know the answer, I will say I don't know. I'm glad you changed that. White hat hacker. Yes, white hat hackers. White hat hackers. That's hard to say. Hello, not DB. Yeah, there are someone else said sometimes they'll just hack people to see if they can. That's absolutely a thing. That's kind of more rare because of the risk, but it's usually like dummies. I have this small safe and I literally have, let's not put that up. You don't want people to know that. My 40s was when I hit my stride in life, personally and professionally. Get ready for the good time. I love hearing that, Ms. Parks. Thank you. I've heard everybody's telling me 40s is when we peak as women. That's what I've heard. 40s. When I was in my 30s, I heard get ready for some fucking shitty years of hormone. Like a lot of decisions need to be made. Do I have kids? Do I don't? Like all the shit. Career questions, getting married, like all this shit in your 30s. And I was like, fuck it. Let's just see what happens, you know? And I got to say, I feel good going into my 40s. I feel way smarter. And I wish I would have known things that I had to learn. I wish I would have known all that in my 20s. But if that were how things worked out, we would all be geniuses in our 20s, or we'd all know not, I'm not going to say geniuses. We would know what not to fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, yo, don't go eat there. You're going to get diarrhea. Don't get that credit card. You're going to owe them a lot of money. You know what I mean? Don't sign up for that. Fuck it. Don't enroll in that major. You're not going to be able to get a job is one of the biggest things that I wish I would have known. I have you on my TV while I'm writing a text to Tiff about product. Product. Hell yeah. No, you were fucking with me. You kids are great at fucking with your dad. I keep our SD card. Oh, listen. Well, I'm not going to post anything where y'all put where you keep shit. We'll just leave that in the chat. I love you guys too. I'm 37. I'm hoping I can say that about my 40s. Ernie, 37. That was a bit of a year for your dad. That was when your dad was starting to get a little more like, okay, maybe I should be on the back burner of some things instead of the forefront. That's when your dad figured out maybe I don't want to be the main character. And yet here we are. Your dad runs a cult now. It's always when you step back from something, it pulls you closer eventually. By the way, your Jewish mother, Laura, says you turned 40 at sundown. Ooh, I did. Ooh, roasted bean. I should do that. I just turned 54 here, Ernie Birdie. Oh, happy late birthday, LA. Shoot, I'm late to the party. No, you're early to the soiree. I'm right behind you. Oh, shit. You're right. Oh, you're not right behind me, Miss Parks. Oh, you're talking to LA. Okay. Hi, OB. I had a clearly Canadian for the first time. What did you think, KK? KK. I'm gonna scroll down in a minute just to see your answer. But I want to make sure. Let's look for questions. Any questions? Who has questions? Have you ever been called the pita? Like, oh, pita. Or like a pita, like a delicious snack with lamb. Oh, pain in the eye. Absolutely, dude. Totally. Everyone in my family called me that growing up. You fucking pain in the ass. Good. Don't get a credit card. They're so fucking bad. I love you too. Don't worry. We're not going to play the kinetics video, guys. We are, but we're going to wait till the end. It's your dad's favorite. All right. Rabbit has a question. What's your favorite movie? Fuck. I have Pulp Fiction. I have all of Tarantino's movies tattooed down my arm as a sleeve, but I think. So last night, your dad watched Amelie, and I burst into tears, and I realized this movie was so much better than I remember it the first 50 times. But shit, that's tough. I've got to say, your dad has pretty much every Tarantino movie memorized, and I would say Singles and The Outsiders. But The Outsiders but the S.E. Hinton book, remember that? Remember, it had Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell. It had Tom Cruise in it. It had fucking Emilio Estevez, who your dad was obsessed with. When I was a child, I was obsessed with weird people. I was obsessed and in love with the following: Bill Clinton, Dan Marino from the fucking Dolphins for some reason, after seeing him on like Ace Ventura, maybe. I just remember I was obsessed with Dan Marino. I don't know why I don't like football. But yeah, it was Dan Marino, Bill Clinton, and I really loved Emilio Estevez. Again, I don't know why. This when I was really little, like up until I was about 11. I used to kiss the TV when Bill Clinton came on. Now, he is a perv. He did a lot of shitty shit. I was in love with him. I don't know why. I really don't. I still don't get it. I think it was the accent. But it also could have been the SNL sketch where he's jogging and he takes all the chicken nuggets, because I was a huge fan of SNL. And I was also in love with every one of the kids in the hall. I would have fucked any of them. I mean, not as a child, but growing up. You know what I mean? Ooh, and I was also in love with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. Fuck. Anyway, what was the question? Okay, it was probably Singles, The Outsiders, or When Harry Met Sally. Those would probably be one of my top 3. No, Pulp Fiction. Okay. What movie did I watch on repeat as a kid? Oh, shit. As a kid, The Outsiders over and over again. Well, wait. As a little kid, I loved Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And I haven't seen it since. But I really loved it. And I loved Beauty and the Beast. Oh, my God. And I don't like Disney anymore. It's kind of weird. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Absolutely. It's the only thing I get on pizza on repeat. Every time I will get pineapple on pizza. My favorite pizza is pineapple, sardines, and green olives. I know. Or no, not sardines, anchovies. It's pineapple, anchovies, and green olives. That's my favorite. What do you call cart at store? Oh, the shopping cart. And I also love watching Carton Arc. I used to hate that, but then my boyfriend got me real into it. Like watching that guy who yells at people in Canadian for not putting their carts right. Fucking love it. Okay, let's keep going. I'm having to skip because I missed so much. Oh, Norm passed away on your birthday? That is so sad. Yeah, we all cried. That was horrible. That I loved Norm. He was such a sweetheart. He was supposed to play poker with me one night, and we had a whole poker night scheduled. And it was going to be me, him, Kevin Farley, and a bunch of other comics. I didn't know he was like, I guess, recovering and trying not to gamble or something. And yeah, anyway, we had a big buy-in. All these people were waiting. They were like, he's the voice of poker. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I just knew I was going to river and sweep all their asses. But it ended up getting canceled because this fucking weird chick that is a comic that always tries to bang everyone dragged his ass to karaoke against his will and then announced that he was her boyfriend and then embarrassed him and he went home or he went back to the hotel. I was so sad. And we just sat at poker night like, what the fuck? And I remember being like so miserable. And then I see him again. It had been like 3 years and he goes, I'm sorry I missed that poker night. What the fuck? Like, and he remembered my name. Like, it's so weird. Even if you're opening for a comic or doing a spot, it's so weird when they remember your name. That's how you can tell if they're a good person because they listen. You know what I mean? Oh my God. He was a sweetheart. Calamity, thank you so much. A lot of Texans and Leos. Happy birthday, our fearless leader. Happy birthday to you. Yours was a few days ago. Oh my God. Your aunt on the 16th. Your mom today and many cousins here. Yes, and now me, and also your Auntie Debs is coming up. Auntie Deb's birthday's coming up. Isn't that exciting? And there was another birthday too. There's another creator's birthday. Auntie Deb, do you remember who it was? Somebody else's birthday is coming up. It's exciting. It's very exciting. You're painting nails and you're the financier. Dude, Conan, I've heard is super nice. My friend was on Conan. If you ever look up Maggie May on Conan, fuck, she did a great job. I remember all of us comics gathering. I was at work that night. So all the comics, a bunch of them went to this bar and then a bunch of them came into my work at this restaurant and we watched her perform and the entire restaurant was clapping and hooting for her. And I was in tears. She did such a fantastic job. Fuck yeah. Jim's delivery is perfect, dude. Perfect. He's so funny. I remember listening to this episode too, and it killed me. I know. Anytime Jim Downey's on, it's just perfect. It's so good. He says her name wrong though. Harji. Yeah. Gillan. Jelaine. I opened a new file today. School portable set of file. What? Dude. What is with school portables always getting set on fire? That's been a thing since the 90s, right? He sells the shit out of it. True. Why didn't you get the alert? Well, let that answer that question. I don't know, because fuck YouTube. They're C units. He says financier, exactly like my husband says it. I've never heard anyone pronounce a word like that. You want to hear it again? You want to hear it again? I will watch Jim Downey 1,000 times. He's so fucking funny. Let's listen to him say financier again. And then I'm going to scroll down and find your questions. I'm going to scroll down and find your questions while we watch him say this again. God damn, he makes me.
There are many figures in our society who contribute an enormous amount to our culture, and people who have unconventional personal lives.
Hold on, I do want to answer this. What if you really owe it? You're talking about the bill, you got to fucking pay it or you're fucked. Or it hits your credit. You deserve it. You know what I mean? I hate to say that. I've had shit I owed. And I didn't fight it because I fucking deserved to owe that money. I owe them that money and I just got to fucking bite the bullet and pay it, right? So, like, that's one of the things we got to do, you know? Sometimes you just fucking owe people money. You just got to pay it. Or you got to take the consequences, right? This is just what happens. It sucks, but it's just, I wouldn't dispute it if you actually owe it.
And yet, figures in our society who contribute an enormous amount to our culture, and people who have unconventional personal lives. And yet they seem exempt from criticism. You know, Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish.
I see it.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I see it.
No one, you know, criticizes him, and yet.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is a double standard.
Jim,
it's wrong.
Jim,
And
hold on.
okay.
Hold on. Much has been said about Jeffrey Epstein. Terrible things.
No, Jeff. I'm talking about Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Yes, we're talking about the same Jeff Epstein.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I never heard.
Oh, it was a big story in the news. Huge.
No.
Yes. For you to say no one ever
Jeff
said
Epstein.
Yes.
Jeff Epstein.
Yes, the financier.
With the island.
Yes, he had an island that I've never been to. Yeah.
Ooh, I need to watch that.
I'm pretty sure, with respect, if there was some news about Jeff Epstein, I would have heard.
No, I don't know what rock you've been under. It was a huge story, and Jeff Epstein I have to tell you, he's gone. He's dead.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Sorry, nice try. If Jeff Epstein were deceased, I'm pretty sure I would know about it. Now, I admit I've not. Probably since the pandemic, I have not talked to him.
That would make sense. That would make sense. He's been dead for a number of years, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's one easy way. Let's call Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, we're not calling Ghislaine Maxwell.
Why not? Okay.
She's in prison. She's in prison for crimes she committed with Jeff Epstein.
Yes, Jessica.
Ghislaine's in prison.
Yes. Stop calling her Ghislaine. How do you know these people? Jim.
Conan.
Jim.
All right.
Jim, listen.
Okay.
Listen
I'm just saying, I'm your friend. You know what? It doesn't matter what you do in your private.
I don't do anything in my private life.
He's fucking great. Let's answer some more questions. What do you say? Should we ask Jessica if she wants to come on? We should. You're the one. So Lollipop, what if any, is the one whose roommate stole a credit card. Remember I told you, I said she would have had to know where you live and be taking your mail. And I need to get my response from you. I think you emailed me back. I need to check it and see did you watch the mail? Did she take anything? I'm very curious about that. I called her. By the way, I called Lollipop What If Any's thieving roommate in the middle of the night to see if she was using a fake phone number. It was crazy. Yes, they tend to be more educated and less apt to borrow. They seem to fear debt. And I'm so glad you said that, because have you also noticed how the credit card companies are lowering interest rates and amping the fuck up on their advertisement and using more and more like celebrities? I think it's because the kids aren't falling for the normal shit. You know what I mean? I love that for them. You're talking about the hospital hack. I saw a bunch of people in this room working on the hack. I just happened to see them by accident. Yes, it did seem to affect treatment. See, that's fucked up. Those hackers deserve fucking life in prison for that. Fuck them. There are plenty that are just fucking assholes. It's so horrible. And yes, go subscribe to YouTube Bad Actors if you want to see somebody who doesn't take shit from nobody. They will find out who the people on YouTube are that are fucking scamming and being dicks or just being rude or not considerate. What? Who's your partner? Oh, you talking about Roasted Bean? I didn't skip your chats. I read one of your chats, Laura. I read 2 of them. I don't see any others from you. Let's go up. Let's find Laura's. There we go. I was a juror. Well, I'm jealous, Laura. Fucking jealous. I also saw Hudson up there. Where was he? Sorry. There's a lot of chats coming in at once. Hello, Hudson. Also, Hudson, I did see the top of your email or your message, and that's interesting. I like that. I'm gonna have to get back to you about that. Okay, hold on. I got lost here. Okay. It keeps freezing on me, guys, and it'll randomly not show your chats. This sucks. How do I get... Hold on. Maybe I need to hide current comment. Okay, let's see. Also, tell him not to rub it in. You're still my favorite. Tell the bean he's going to have to work if he wants to be a fave. My postal carrier leaves my mail order meds in my box. He refuses to even put them on the front doorstep, let alone ring the door. And these are meds that can be sold. Oh, good. It's good that he leaves them in the mailbox. You know what I mean? Because if you put them on the doorstep, you're going to get fucked. People are going to take that. Yeah, I can't imagine pissing off Dolly Parton. Jesus. Sex gets amazing at 40 plus. You have a lot to look forward to. I have so many hormone issues, and I can't wait to look at hormone replacement therapy or whatever it's called, because I have a real bad, like one of my ovaries blew up in like the 8th grade, and the other one's fucking working overtime. I call them Dale and Dale Jr. because one's gone and one's on the way the fuck out. So, yeah, I can't wait to look into that. Hello, Adam. Hello. I don't think Dolly's Jolene, right? Is she? Woo! That's a true crime episode we're going to have to get into. Sheesh, you're going to be 60. How's 60? So what I'm saying is they're like 60 to me is now like young, right? Because we're living longer. Q for your A question from my ass. What is something I feel is overlooked in the Lisk case coverage? Oh my God, so much. Isn't it weird though how these cases can be saturated with content or, news cover? It's almost like overwhelming amounts of coverage, but they're all saying the same shit or nothing at all. So you're overlooking like a lot of other stuff that people just, I think, never think to ask, I guess. I think something, okay, what are some of the things that I think are let's go with the most overlooked. I would say, okay, Lisk as a whole. I'm not going to say Rex. I'm going to say Lisk because the fact that there's probably more than one Rex is overlooked a lot. I think everybody has this feeling of, we got the guy, we can all chill. You know what I mean? In fact, it's almost, they've taken it further. They're like, we've got the guy, we can chill, but also we need to start looking all over the US and we need to start attributing every fucking crime to him. That bothers me because if you ever went back and saw when me and Mel were talking about it, me and Melanie Little, we were talking about the amount, and that was such an important episode. And I'm glad she had that. I'm so thankful she had me on for that one because seriously, you guys, the Long Island has been a haven for this kind of shit. And Joel Rifkin, Arthur Shawcross, fucking, I mean, even the dating game killer was there. There was Bitteroff, and a lot of people are starting to try to attribute his cases and now kind of fit the evidence to Rex, even though, in my opinion, personally, Bitteroff did kill people. He did kill those two women. But the Sandra Castilla stuff, the amount of people who tried to connect it to Bitteroff and are so easily okay with just, well, they said it's Rex, so now it's Rex, but they're forgetting all the shit they talked. You know what I mean? I think that they're starting to do stuff like that with Rex, where now it's like there's kind of no problem admitting there were multiple killers, even though they want to attribute everything to Rex. They kind of have no problem now, whereas before people put up hesitancy at there being more than one. And I get why, because they're like, I don't want that many on, where I live. A lot of them feel that way. But in all seriousness, I mean, fuck, I can't even, there's so many that actually overlap in that exact area. And there's so many people who dismember, and you have to include the mafia, and then you have to include one-offs, and then you have to include the prostitution and the pimp relationship and, sex trafficking. There's so much going on that when you look at the bigger picture, I think there's more than one Rex for sure. For sure. I think they're going to find a third. I don't think everything has to be attributed to who already did some shit. I think there are people that we haven't even looked at. I think that's a big one. I think people are overlooking a lot of condemnation that they should still have for Burke, not necessarily for the Lisk crimes, but for how Lisk was handled. I don't think he deserves to be off the hook yet. And I do think that instead of looking at him for things that Rex did, let's look at him for the ones that we don't know that Rex did. I think that could be helpful. You know what I mean? Also, I want to stop and I want to thank Jesse SX for being a new member and for gifting a membership. You're the best, Jesse. Ooh, I like your Are they doing I'm squishing your head from Kids in the Hall? The I'm squishing your head guy, or are they making sunglasses on this? This is great. I like your picture. Okay, next question. I hope that answered your question. I think that that's one thing that's being overlooked. Another is I do think people are overlooking the amount of content that's already out there that we can use to get an idea of a lot of killers' environments now, especially when they're in jail. If you ever watch like 60 Days In, or you go watch any of the Nova documentaries or anything that has to do with prisons, you can learn a lot about that prison. And in corrections class, we learned a fuckload about jail, about why things are done a certain way, about how some things would be impossible, but people think they're just common because they saw, an episode of something. And then there's people who don't consider that. Like, you can see what the jail Rex is in is like by going on YouTube and looking up the jail and seeing who works there and seeing like what the surroundings are like. Other prisoners have prison TikTok and shit now. And it's egregious. And I think it's fucking dumb, but they have it. And you can go see what they say about these inmates, people like Rex. I think people are kind of overlooking the availability of communication and of coverage of Rex's situation. And they're like, I wonder what it's like for Rex in XYZ. And it's like, well, just go look. Like, you can see these things. I also think that just like Richard Allen, a lot of people will want to see a background of violence, right? And they don't see that, so it's hard for them to believe. It's for some reason, I think it's because of his size and because of, the fact that they got the DNA to the pizza box. And that's been announced. Everybody's just like openly like, boom, Rex fucking did it. Yes. But they don't seem to need a violent history for him, but they seem to crave that from Richard. And I think it's interesting how things like size and police department situations can change how we view someone. And I'm not saying that it means Richard is guilty or that it means Rex is innocent. I'm saying that it's very interesting the perspective we have once we lay eyes on the person. It's hard for us to imagine someone tiny like Richard doing that shit to those kids, but I bet if he looked like Rex, I bet people would change their mind. But you have to remember, anybody is big shit when they have a gun in their hand, or at least they think they are. You know what I mean? Question: what got you interested in learning all this OSINT? I think that's right. And true crime. Fuck, I was into OSINT before I knew that's what it was called. Someone had to tell me that what I was doing was OSINT, which was fascinating because I was like, oh, it is. I was thinking of naming it and calling it a thing because I didn't think it had a name. But I would have to say, I would normally say my missing roommate, Carl, when he went missing, but it was before that. I mean, when Roxanne went missing here in Austin, Roxanne Paltoff, that was when I got real heavy into like researching beyond web sleuths. But I mean, when I was a kid, I watched Reno 911 and I watched a lot of unsolved mysteries. I remember one time turning to my mom and saying, one day we're going to see that guy, so I have to memorize his face. And it was just some dude. I think it was Brian Walsh's kidnapper. But anyway, I remember seeing someone on Unsolved Mysteries and just seeing their picture. And it might not have been Brian Walsh, actually, because that was John Walsh's son. He might have just been showing the guy who did it because he was wanted for other stuff. But there was also a guy who killed real estate realtors. And I remember just being like, I have to memorize their faces. I have to memorize these things about them because if I see them in real life, I'm going to tell mom and then she's going to call John Walsh and I'm going to get to meet John Walsh. Like, my excitement in catching predators was all based around getting to meet John Walsh because I was obsessed. I started looking into, like, I'd have to say maybe around high school, college. I was trying to find my dad, and when I was in middle school, I was convinced he was Ted Bundy, which is a whole thing. We'll do a whole episode on that one day. It was very funny. And I remember getting really mad thinking my mom begged Ted Bundy and was lying to me about it. But when I got into college, this was like 2001, 2002, I got really heavy into it, but it wasn't so much on the internet. It was mainly like seeing kidnappings and things on the news and wanting to go to the location and then going to the library to look up people's records and then going to the court clerk office and having to tell the court clerk. And I was also a journalism major and I wrote for the paper. So I would have to do OSINT for these weird stories. And I remember that was like thrilling for me. And I realized you can use journalism on cold cases. And I would say Heidi Seaman was the first one that I went really hard in the paint on. And I'm still working on it. We're going to do a podcast about it. So yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, I'm skipping down. I thought they were so fancy when I was young. I know, me too. And the summer strawberries out right now. Where was did KK answer me about what she thought? Oh, thank you, Peter. I love doing Lois, and I love doing what's her name? Oh, Mr. Sheffield. What's her name? The nanny. I do a lot of voices. I did a voice for Red versus Blue. See if you kids know who the character is. She had one episode. She started the entire Red versus Blue universe. I'd be very surprised if you know. Let's see. I don't see where KK said what she thought about. I probably am way too far. How old are you, Dad? Surely not older than 30. I'm turning 40 at midnight. You kids are here for your dad's 30s, the end of it. Yeah, I'm old as fuck. But you know what? I'm really not. I think old as fuck is like over 90. Me and Robert talked about that. Yeah, they're so fancy. Okay, Miss Parks, here we go. Here's what I'll tell you about her. Her gun company or whatever, her gun range company, she uses that account. And you could just find her on LinkedIn and see the name. All right. I'm not going to read this out loud because I don't want her to fucking appear behind me like Black Swan. She freaks me out. She's like if Black Swan slapped a Franzia bag for 4 hours. She scares the shit out of me. But not in a I respect her way. In a this woman is waving a gun in Florida traffic way. Like she freaks me out. She uses her arms company or her like gun, whatever you call it, business to post reviews about waiters and waitresses and the places she's eaten. And I think she does it because she has really bad opinions. She does determine tips based on things that I wouldn't. And I find it very fascinating that she doesn't use her real name when she's doing this. She uses her company. I also don't think that she realizes the company's name is what pops up, not her secret little screen name she came up with. Now, for someone in tier 3 surveillance, you'd think she'd know that, but she doesn't. And it's very fascinating. She also has a lot of landlord-tenant issues with people. And I think she's, in my opinion, allegedly a shitty landlord. And that's what I'll say for now. I do know that I've spoken to a couple of people who worked in the FBI and asked what they thought about her. And let's just say, some people have a much higher opinion of themselves than others do. But, to be fair to her, like, I don't give a fuck it's not my business what people think about me, right? Talk shit behind my back. Don't do it to my face. I don't want to hear you say mean things to me. Do it behind my back. If I find out, I'm not going to be mad because you had enough respect to do it behind my back. So yeah, I'll talk shit about her behind her back. But I'll tell you, it's all talk, no, what is it? All bark, no bite. That sort of situation. Sherilyn, don't recall my last potty, but 70 is hitting November 6th. Don't forget. Oh, I'll be there, Sherilyn. I'll fucking be there. I'll be there with a big backs with a bow on it. Oh shit. Jim Downey's been up this whole fucking time. Hoogan wants to go outside again. Great, Hoogan. Great. Well, you know what we'll do? You know what we'll fucking do then? We're going to watch Mama for a minute. Let's watch Mama. I don't know if it's going to flag me or whatever, but I fucking love this one. And I'll let Hoogies out.
Mama, what the heck are you making? There's some weird ingredients.
We're doing a prison cake. 1 bag of vanilla wafers. 1 cup of this Captain Crunch cereal.
Y'all had access to that in prison?
Damn it. Fucking Frozen. You guys, I got to skip all down. I'll go back. Don't worry. I really hate this. I really hate that it keeps freezing. Fuck StreamYard. Why are they doing this? Yeah, I still have a hard time with that too. I can't believe it. I'm like, well, if she could fucking do it, anybody could fucking do it. You know what I mean? I know, Hoogies. I know. Oh, I want Captain Crunch now too. See, what sucks is this is going to be a short, and then it's not going to. Well, now
I'm going to need my furnace until you can put a new one in.
God damn
That's
it!
all there is to it.
I can't.
Why is it not?
Yes, you can.
No,
I'm not
why is
dead
this
yet.
happening to me? Why is this happening to me?
There's no way I can.
Wow. I'm exiting out.
I'm going to need my furnace
done with
until
this shit.
you can put a new one
Hold on,
in.
Hoogies.
That's all there is to it.
Hold on. I know,
can't-
Melly.
I
Damn it,
can't
Gabe.
leave it running.
Yes, you can.
Damn it.
I'm not dead yet.
I hit X to exit out, and it's still taking forever. Hold on. I'm pulling up. Let's see if it's going to pull it up. Nope. All right. Let's stop sharing screen. There we go. Guys, why is it doing this? You're dead. Oh my gosh. Okay, Aunt Deb just messaged me. Hold on. Let me see if we can. Want me to send you a link. Maybe your Aunt Deborah can come in and entertain you kids while the hoogies. Yeah, I want to watch her make prison cake. So if you guys don't know, Adam, you're fucking grounded. Don't bring up Starlink on your dad's birthday. He hates this. Oh, is it because of my background? Did that pop up? My background is stars. I did not want that to pop up. Daisy Live Love, where have you been? My girl, I miss you. Good to see you back. Oh my God, I missed you, Daisy. Oh, I scrolled to the bottom and I missed so much. Laura says, spooky trash, me too. You thought I was younger than you? You're 33? Oh, God bless you. You're the best. Hello, Debbie Blair. Is that the little baby you got there? He's so cute. What a cutie pie. Oh, God, he's adorable. Yes, firearms. That's where she works. That's where she works. Oh, you had a stalker? Oh, we're going to do a whole episode on stalkers and how to handle them because I've had two. Your dad's had two stalkers. One was a man and one was a woman. In fact, I know a couple of you guys have seen my female stalkers' old websites because one or two of you are like, Dad, did you know this was up? And I'm like, yes, I fucking know. She's a nutbag. I met her one time. I've never had a conversation with her. She did Photoshop a lot of cool stuff that makes it look like I had one. No, I didn't. She's a psycho, dude. And what's weird is she fucked my ex-boyfriend. I didn't even know this. And then years later, I guess because I never noticed, like we were broken up, I didn't even care because I didn't know. And we broke up for other reasons. Like she made this whole fake like situation where she was mad. I guess that I think that she like hit up another comic with my same first name. And what's odd is I'm not going to get too into it, but I think that other comic and her had a thing and she thought it was me. So then she started stalking me thinking that I had talked shit to her, but I don't know her. I met her one time. She seemed sweet. I offered her bug spray because there were mosquitoes out. She said, no, thank you. She stared at me from afar for a very long time. It was weird. She went on stage. She said a lot of wild racist shit and got kicked out of the club and then just stalked me for years. And I didn't notice. I really didn't. And then one day people were like, it was when I got stabbed and beat up by that gang. People were like, did you see this website she put up that was called You Will Reap What You Sow? And it was all just me and how I deserved it and all this shit and how I bullied her to death. And I'm like, I don't know you, but I would never tell someone to kill themselves. That's insane. But she made up this whole story that I did and that I was stalking her and doing all. It was weird. And I was like, I was on a lot of Dilaudid in the hospital and I was internally itching because I didn't know I was allergic to painkillers. And I could care less about it at that moment. But then like a couple months later, I was like, oh, yeah, what happened with that bitch? And I went back and like she has kids and like was going through some weird shit. And then this CPS lady called me and was like, do you know about this woman? We have to ask you questions because we fear for her children's safety. And they gave me her name. Would have been the perfect opportunity to get that bitch back. But I had to be honest. I was like, I really don't know if she's a good mom or anything about that. But I know she scares the shit out of me. So please don't call me again about her. But yeah, I had a male stalker named Ricky Bobby. And that was fun. And he pulled out a gun. And my buddy, Dan's Balls, that's his nickname, Dan's Balls, also sent him a lot of pictures of his gun. And that guy finally frigged off. But yeah, your dad's. I also had another brief stalker who was a neighbor and then he just went away recently. And so I'm like, oh, thank God. And that was weird because he actually stalked me because he had stalked my best friend for 10 years. And I thought he was a nice guy. Turns out he moved in next to me just so he could stalk my best friend from afar. That was fucking wild. So got a lot of thoughts on stalkers, what to do and how to protect yourself. Also, Daisy Live Love. Oh my God. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. That's fucking crazy in a good way. And I love that for us. Thank you. Thank everybody. Thank Daisy. Thank Daisy. Stuck in days of mediation advocating. I'm dead in the head. Hey, you know what? You did it though. You did it. You advocated. You mediated. Now you get to take a little break and get satiated, bitch. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm really glad you're here with us. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that is some wild shit with that soccer woman. And it's beyond wild. Like, let me put it this way. She went viral for defacing a Kobe Bryant mural and then fighting with a bunch of people about it and then saying some big words that she shouldn't have said. And it was all over the internet. And it was like, look at this crazy bitch. And at that moment, I was like, well, I guess that's karmic. I don't know. We'll see. 2001 Royal Rumble on because I was reminiscing earlier while I was talking to your Aunt Deborah. I think she might be babysitting. We'll see if she's available in a minute. I got to take Hoogies, though, to go poopies. He's okay. He's going to come in soon. She's going to come in soon. Hold on. I'm going to send a link. Oops. Well, now it's listening, and it says, I'm going to send a link. Oops. Fucking Google Voice. This all happening real time. See if your Aunt Deborah wants to come on and do the Italians for you kids. Did you guys like that? Did you guys like it when your dad did the Italians? Oh, I'm frozen again. Excellent. You know what we should do, kids? I hate to do this, but it worked when we did it the other day. It made the stream better, I think. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to completely log out of StreamYard. You're going to see black on the screen for about 3 to 4 minutes while I reload this motherfucker so that it stops doing this, because this is going to make me throw some shit. Are we going to lose watchers, viewers while I do this? Absolutely. People don't want to stare at black screens. Will they come back? If they want to be here, they will. Am I concerned with numbers? No, I don't give a fuck. I just want you to be happy. I want to see the prison cake too, Michelle. I really do. But in order to see it, got to get this shit working. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to give you, you're going to see a black screen, okay, while your dad goes away. I apologize for that. But I want you to take this time. If you have to take a poo-poos, if you have to take a pee-pees, a shitty titties, if you got to go scream at the neighbor, if you got to chuck a ham over the fence, whatever you got to do, if you got to go walk your hoogies, do it now. We're going to take 3 minutes. It might extend to 5. We'll see how long it takes for this shit to restart. I'm going to restart this shit. All right. This is our, what do you call it? Our intermission. All right. And then come back if you need to. It's okay. Let's give it 3 to 5 minutes. I got to restart this shit because this is pissing me off. I cannot handle this. I really hate when it freezes. And I want to show you guys things that I can't. It's like already doing it. So I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm taking myself off the screen right now. Here's what All right. I think that's much better. We did it. It's not freezing anymore either, I don't think. Excellent. One of these days, WWE will make it so that I can show you shit without it forcing me to take it down. And then ideally, that's what we will do on birthdays. Okay, let me scroll up so I can see. I don't want to miss any questions. Thank you, Hudson, for that suggestion. Yes, go throw the grease in the neighbor's yard. Yes, there are a lot of crazy ass people in this world. None of them settled. No. In your mediation, those fucks. Just means more work for you, right? That can be good if you're getting paid. I know we already talked about Rex, but what baffles me is Jessica Taylor and Valerie Mack were killed in the same manner, yet Rex is only being charged for Jessica. That, I think, is for two reasons. The first reason, I think, is because obviously they need the evidence. You know what I mean? If they're going to charge him with murder and then something happens to where it's double jeopardized, her family's never going to get that closure. You know what I mean? So while they have the bodies in the same manner, you have to remember John Bitteroff, similar manner, but Joel Rifkin, people like that. Now, granted, he was not around when that happened. The fact that so many dismember, take off fingers, do it, pose, different manners, same area. That just means they have to be really thorough with the connecting evidence for him. Sorry, I'm switching drinks. They need that. So I also think because, in fact, I can guarantee because a lot of the cases from the 90s and the early 2000s are, it's very hard to do cell brite extractions for 90s and 2000s phones. It takes at minimum 11 months, right? So if they're trying to connect him in any way on phones, burner phones, old shit from that far back, think about how long it took from his arrest based on the blood data. Well, I mean, think about how long it took for them to get the profile on the blood data to connect, to do the genetic genealogy, and then to confirm, and then to arrest him. What was that, like 6 months to a year? Now with the electronic data, that's taken even longer, over a year. And that's just for victims that they actually already have ties to him for, with like the hair and stuff like that. The information on his computer, I think, is going to actually be a little quicker to get than cell phone stuff, especially with the extractions and having the physical phone, but also the fact that a lot of these companies merged and then purged data to recover that and then to complete an extraction on anything she had. Boom, that's going to take 11 months minimum from when they start looking into her specifically. They also likely have to go in order. I'm sure they have a massive task force. I feel like Ed or someone mentioned that once, like how big it was. And then they confirmed it. And it was, and Duty Ron has definitely told me, there's a lot of people working on that shit. Even with a full staff of people working on one person, it's going to take a while. Now, the second thing that is concerning, I'm not going to say concerning, but it is a concern they need to consider, in my opinion, is ulterior suspects, other suspects, right? Because not only do you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did it, but like using connecting evidence to him, but you also have to disconnect the others who could have done it, right? So you have to debunk them. If she had a pimp, if she had a boyfriend, any violence in her life, any circumstances going on at that time that could make it look sus, like another person could have done it, they have to debunk that one. So not only do they have to make sure everything's solid for Rex, but they have to make sure that the defense has no one else to bring up that could make for a potential, nah, he did it. You know what I mean? Especially if there's a lot of evidence that really circumstantially looks like someone else. They need to basically prove that person didn't, in a way. I mean, I guess legally they don't have to, but if they want to win the case, it's in their best interest. So as far as that goes, I think that, you know, they have to connect him to her and then they have to disconnect others from her. Does that make sense? So I don't think that it's like they haven't charged for the reason that they're not going to when it comes to her. but I do think it's going to take a little longer, maybe based on circumstance. You know what I mean? So there's that. Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, right? Or equal, I can't remember what it's EEOC. I know what you're talking about. That's when they investigate people fucking over people at work, right? Yeah, I do find some characters. Dude, comedy is full of psychopaths. I'll tell you that much. Still waiting for Prison Cake. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. All right. Let's see if Josh and Mama's Prison Cake works. I'm sure I'll get flagged for this, but whatever. It's great. Josh and Mama, if you don't watch them, Mama is this lady who is, by all accounts, not a chef. Okay. She's not someone who is a trained chef, and nor is she someone who gives a fuck about recipes. She's an experimental food mom, like one of those moms who's like, let's just fucking throw this in a pot and see if it works. Normally hate it, can't even look at it, makes me sick. However, she has the most delightful personality, so much so that I will overlook it and I will deal with my wanting to gag, especially because the thing that makes your dad the most sick, like I've gotten in fights with my boyfriend about don't say it because I'm visualizing it and now I'm upset about mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise. This woman puts Duke's mayonnaise in fucking everything. Her personality is so great that I can overlook my worst peeves just to watch her. She has a fantastic accent, which I love, and for some reason feels very at home to me because it's how people I grew up around talk. And I had to work years to get rid of mine. But another thing that is fascinating to me about her is she fucking loves New Kids on the Block, and so do I. And I'm like, fuck it, we're besties now. I actually have never met her, but I'm obsessed. Josh is her son. She's been cooking for him like this his whole life. And people are often like, how do you handle this? This is not good looking. Why are you eating that? I can't believe it. But she tries every single one of her own creations. I really don't want to get flagged. I think they'll make money if I play it, though, right? Fuck it. Fuck it, right? Where's the Prison Cake one, though? I want that to come up. Okay, fuck it. We'll watch this one because this one's a lot. It's Thanksgiving prep. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to do it. Here we go. I have to skip down a little bit. It's just put up with your dad right now because I'm trying my best. Here we go. All right. Let me bring this up. Pause it. Oh, actually, I do want to go down and see. Let me read some of these comments and then we'll get to that. Yes, Cindy, it's my birthday in the morning. I'm spending the last couple hours of my 30s with you kids because I love you. We got 50 more minutes before your day becomes 40. Emmy Bob, it's 5 a.m. I can't sleep. I find my dad's here. Happy birthday. Hello, Emmy Bob. Ooh, I like your picture. That could be an album cover, bitch. That is so good looking. My Dragon Slayer channel goes up this weekend. Send it to us. Send us the URL. I will share it. You want to get prayer candles? Dude, I want to make prayer candles for everybody. I want Aunt Deb to have prayer candles. She's doing fucking Cameo now. Yes. So, I looked for the link for that doc today. Couldn't find it. Which doc? Yes, Adam drives help. Who's excited for Melly to launch a new channel? Yes. Okay, I don't know what doc you're talking about, but send it to me. I'll find it. I'm full of good advice. I love how this is just pinned on the screen. I will repin it. You talk about throwing grease at the neighbors? Yes. Throw the grease, kids. Throw the grease. This is a greasy channel. What the hell is going on here? We're just chilling, Cindy. We're just having a good time. We're watching goofy stuff. It's Dade's birthday, so we're going to watch goofy stuff. Emmy's in the UK. Where's Emmy? You're back? Where are you? Okay. All the kids are here. Angela Wilder, happy birthday. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I love you. Don't make me sing Annie. Please sing Annie. Yes, Samuel Little confessed to killing 96 women and drew pictures of each one, but he was only convicted of 8. Exactly, because they have to connect it. And a lot of those women were from the 70s. And being able to go back that fucking far and you don't have digital evidence, holy shit. Sorry, it's a new day here, I think. Oh, it's a new day? Yes, it is. How many of you know what that is? Hello, Millie. Hello, nice to see you. Peace to you. Peace to you, Millie. If you had a pet crocodile on Owen, what? I don't know what that means. If you had a pet crocodile, what would you feed it as a treat? My enemies. My enemies. Did you see my chat to you about Melanie Little today? What she said about you, she endorsed you, needs some help. Well, what does she need? What does she need help with? I didn't. What does she need? What case is she on right now? I think she's doing Boss Baby, right? That guy looks like you were in Vandersloot. No one can convince me otherwise. I remember that. They were burnt in his memory. Crazy. 93 people, all women. Yeah. Dude. And he has a photographic memory, which the lady on Taxi has. If you guys remember her, she went on Howard Stern. She can remember everything she ever wore in her entire life. Every word spoken to her, everything, every smell. It's fascinating. And they studied her brain and it lights up weird. Cool, huh? Cool. You make your own mayo, you don't buy it no more? Yeah, that takes a lot of whipping though. Unless you have the blender thing. What is it? It's just oil and egg, right? Boom, mayonnaise. Fair use. If you give commentary, it doesn't flag you. Well, then we're gonna go on a Josh and Mama fucking trip. I call it Manses. Man's ass. Yeah, and the FBI thinks all of them were true confessions. I agree. I think they were too, especially because there were some that your dad was looking into. And in the old case files and in old newspaper articles, you see, what was it, a gold Cadillac leaving the scene? Not too many of those in rural Idaho. Duke's is my favorite. Oh, I can't do mayonnaise. I like it in tuna, but I don't need to know. You full on gagged? Okay. My mom made herself a mayo and peanut butter. Oh my God. She did that. I'm pretty sure in this. And she also made pudding out of eggs. Pudding out of eggs, you guys. Military mom. I became a grandma 3 days after my 49th birthday. Cute. Youngest granny. Hello. Love that for you. Military mom, by the way. I have a feeling you probably have because you told us about, I remember when I psychoanalyzed you and you said your house is always perfect. Your kids are always fucking off to school. You keep everything exactly how you want it. I bet you have a bit of a photographic memory. A lot of people who are really neat and not psychopaths, but they're very OCD neat, but it's also not really OCD. It's just how they are in life, have really great memories, in my opinion, from what I've found. I'm your favorite parent. Tell your mom so the CPS stops coming after your dad. St. Hoogie. Yes. It's already my birthday on the East Coast. Thank you so much, Miss Parks. Happy birthday to me. Yeah. Miss Parks, maybe we'll get Aunt Deb up here. We all love Aunt Deb. Let's send Aunt Deb the okay. I'm gonna send her the link now. Let's do it. We'll see if she shows up. We'll see. We'll see if your auntie shows up. Give me more questions if you have them. If you don't, it's fine. Tell me what you think. And I'm gonna put up Mom and Josh after I send this. Because I can't do too many things at once. I don't want to inspire the computer to freeze. Oh, good. Good. Maybe this is a me problem. Maybe I just need to reboot my whole system. I need a going on here. Let's see. Kids, just talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute while Dad sends your aunt an invite. Dude, I keep thinking about that Boss Baby trial, too. That guy looks nuts. He's really whew. He's a nutbag. And then his costume, his little disguise that was he was wearing around to go kill someone, fucking terrible. What a dummy. You think no one's going to notice a giant wicker hat? Fucking weirdo. All right, let's see. It is a minute, but it seems to be not freezing. I haven't seen my face yet on here if it's frozen. Oh, God. Got the hiccups. Come on, I just want to send a Gmail to Aunt Deb. I also moved the router a little closer, just in case it is an internet thing. We all know how your dad's internet loves to fuck up. Thank you guys so much for the happy birthdays. I love you. You know, New Day. Kofi lives here in Austin now. So excited. I hope I get to interview him for the radio. I got to interview Baron. And he said they were going to have a barbecue here, and I was invited. And then they didn't have a barbecue. I'm still pissed. Let me see. Maybe as a big wrestling fan as you. We're going to have you on for a wrestling episode. First time I made an OB Live. Oh, Melissa, your first time. Hello, gorgeous. Love your hair. Very jealous. I wish my hair did that. It just goes, and I need it to go. We'll make it happen one day. We'll make it happen one day. Hey, it's my birthday, and I want to answer your questions. Just went on about your Lisk episode and how much she loved it. Same, dude. That was such a great episode, dude. It was such a great episode. That had the blackjack dealer that people were doubting. I'm not going to say. Okay, I'll just say it. I went hard in the paint into that chick's background. She has no idea I did, but she's telling the truth. She did work there. For those of you, everything she said lines up, so I fucking believe her. I fucking believe her. And I did that on my own accord. But yeah. Beautiful Melly. When her channel pops, when it comes out, we're going to pip it. We're going to pip it. I was 39. I was like, no, I'm too young. Dude, my grandma became a grandma at 32. You know? It happens. It happens. And all my high school friends were always trying to hit on my grandma and my mom when she became a sub. They were like, damn, your mom's hot. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Quit talking about her like that, Frank. All right, let's see. Let's compose an email for your Aunt Deborah. What should we tell her? Come to Dad's apartment to see the kids. Fuckface. Excellent. Excellent. Auntie, we call her Fuckface. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun around here. StreamYard. Maybe if I can find gum, I could be Italian for you. Let's see. All right. Well, now it's frozen at subject. Excellent. Whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. All right. There's the link, Aunt Deborah. If you're watching, there's a link. I don't know if she could come on yet, though, because I think she's babysitting. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. What time is your channel? Adam Drives Helen. If you guys haven't seen, Adam Drives Helen also has his own channel. Yes, Mary Lou Henner. So she has a photographic memory. But I'm talking since the day she was born. She remembers shit about being a baby that has been confirmed by people. Like, she can say, on this day I wore this exact thing, and this is who talked to me, and this is what they said, blah, blah, blah. And they actually went out and tried to, there have been Datelines, first 48 hours about her. There's been a Howard Stern where they interviewed her. She remembers fucking everything. It's crazy. And she's dead ass on it. And when they checked her brain, they were like, whoa, bitch, beautiful mind. The shit lights up like a Christmas tree. Fascinating stuff. Hello, life artist. Hey, some of you guys are like, I lurk. I don't like to take part in it. I'm not offended. I get it. You're my little wallflowers. Your dad's wallflower children. And it's fine. You want to be a great grandma waiting for my grandkids to marry? Oh, they will. They will. You'll be a great grandma. At one point in my life, I had a great grandma who was alive. How fascinating is that? Yes. That's the secret. The equipment. Dollar store little thing. Yes. The equipment. So at 17, I have 15 grandbabies. You have 15? Woo! Military Ma out here spreading her lineage. Damn, girl. DNA, dude. You got DNA all over the states. I love that for you. Rob Tellez. Dude, that guy's fucking crazy. The dirty 40s. I love that. I haven't heard that. It's almost over in Australia. Fuck. Can't go to Australia now. They just skip my birthday like that? Okay, if that doesn't tell me what to point for her set walls, what to paint for her set walls, it will be a surprise. Wait. If that doesn't tell me what to paint for her set walls, it will be a surprise. I don't know what that means, Kenneth. What to paint? I mean, if you want to paint something, paint the bird, because you're a big fucking bird, Kenneth. That is my husband, totally OCD, organized, and super fucking smart. Does he remember everything? Like, is he one of those people where when you fight with him, he's like, I didn't say that, I said this. I'll tell you a little secret that Dad's boyfriend likes to argue with. Like, your dad will remember. I can remember things if they fascinate me or upset me, or if I really get a lot of joy. If there's no extreme emotion behind them, one way or the other, I'm probably not going to remember it that much. If there's other shit going on when it came time to remember the thing, I might not. But there are things, if it fucking, I will remember the exact words if it's something that fucking sticks with me. And there are times when I've gotten into plenty of fights with exes with friends, with family, with people over specific words. And they have, I'm not going to say gaslit, but they have said, no, no, no. And even my boyfriend, no, I didn't say that. I didn't do this. And I'm like, am I going crazy? So I did experiment where it's like, okay, I'm writing this exact phrase down, not to like bring it out late, just because I want to check. If this is brought up, I want to make sure I'm not fucking crazy. And I'm always fucking right on those things. And it pisses me off because it's like, yes, I've had 11 concussions. Yes, your dad can't remember some basic ass shit. There are some things that I just know I'm fucking not wrong about. And it's so infuriating when somebody tries to argue it and then I find out I'm right later. It makes me mad. Like, I get so fucking mad. So I'm one of those people, like, if it's something that I'm sure of, I will fucking fight for it. Like, I will. And I will fucking keep bringing it up until we have the proof. And that can be torturous sometimes, especially if there is no proof. And then it's like, God damn it. Yes, neat and organized, but my house is not neat. I'm not a hoarder, but I love to collect things. So I have a lot of things that are like for example, a lot of 8x10 wrestling photos with autographs. They're literally covering 4 walls. There's over 100 of them framed exactly how they are to be framed. No, they are not in a perfect block or straight order. They're in weird diagonal patterns. But if one of them turns a little sideways, I will stare at it. I'm staring at one right now. It is not straight. It is bothering me. However, there can be clothes all over the floor and that doesn't bother me. It's very specific things. If I pay attention, I can replay a memory like a video or I've seen it, and I'll rekey about everything in that fight. Same. I can like smell. Have you ever like smelled something and then you have a memory, or you're looking at a fountain and it reminds you of a fountain you saw in Seattle and all of a sudden you can smell what Seattle smells like? I feel like that happens to me a lot. I don't know what that is. 15-year-old has an eidetic memory. It's not helpful for me. Yeah, it's not. It makes you check yourself, though. My mom is German. She eats a lot of liverwurst, head cheese, and tongue. I eat liverwurst, but I can't eat weird organ meats. Have you ever heard of haggis? I remember I married an axe murderer and made me hell bent on trying haggis, and then I did. And I was like, nope, I'm good. But I love tripas. I want to hear the Reader's Digest version of your story. Only Reader's Digest, because I know a lot of the kids probably already know it. Yes or yes? They know quite a bit. I loved Reader's Digest, though. I had a babysitter when I was little who would have a lot of Reader's Digest by the toilet. And I remember reading a lot of that. And then a comic friend of mine in New York, when I stayed with him, he always had Playboys. I've learned so much from Reader's Digest and Playboys, like a lot. Playboy articles are fucking amazing. Wow. Talk about the journalism in a Playboy. It is crazy. They'll go up your ass and around a corner. And Jamie's Cowboys, thank you for coming here tonight. Ooh, I need to hit up Rock Shock again. You just made me remember that. You just had a birthday too a while back. I was there, I think. It's your birthday too, Mosquito? Today, or is it in 30 minutes? If it's the 20th, everybody, either way, regardless, let's tell Mosquito happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday, Mosquito. Mosquito is my fellow Texan who you've been ride or die since the beginning. I remember you in the first video, right? First or second? Fucking love Mosquito. Also, took me forever to realize Mosquito, and I laughed my ass off. He forgets nothing and remembers everything. Started age 3 to 4. Holy shit. That would be wild to have a little version of me around correcting me on shit. Oh, I'd love it. But I'd also hate it. Hello, Melly. What do you know about the hum or Dow's hum? And also, why do people say Tao's? It's Dow, right? But heard in many places. Have you heard it recently? Started hearing it? No. No, I haven't heard it. I think if what you're talking about is the you remember how people were saying like there's a whale sound or there's a radio sound that some people heard when they lived by the airport for many years, and it turns out it was XYZ, and some people just have tinnitus, right? I heard something about a hum or a Dow thing, and I looked it up, and it was too much. It was a lot. I have not heard it. I was just very confused when I read about it, but I'd imagine it's similar to the thing where there was like a spy, what was it? An underground spy submarine. that was emitting a radio frequency that was causing people in Serbia, Russia, Japan, or no, Serbia, Russia, and North and South Korea to hear this constant me, but it was like super high pitched. And then it went away one day. And then one of my buddies who was in the service was like, oh, that was me. And I was like, what? And then he told me how he was in a submarine underwater 40 miles off the coast over there. And they were transmitting a radio wave. And even the Pope, like, apparently spoke out about it for something. I don't know what that was about, but it was wild. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, for years. It was him and my roommate at the time were on the ship. And yeah, apparently, like, there was this whole phenomenon that people were like, what is that? And it ended up just being them. There were all these conspiracies about it, but it was like our fucking naval submarine doing it. So I'm curious what that is. I will look it up. But I have heard that there's something involving Dow and like them doing, there's like a sound that some people can hear. I don't know what that is. This reminds me of playing World of Warcraft back in the day. Knew a guild named If We Die, It's Lag. His grandfather was the first Mexican-American mayor of a major city. There are elementary schools named after his grandfather, but his father is a piece of shit just like him. You talking about the dude from Boss Baby Trial? He looks fucking crazy. I have a comment on the hat outfit. As I live in Vegas, that's actually very common as the sun is insane here. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The sun's insane here too, but it's probably fucking worse in Vegas because it's all like, once you get to the outskirts, it was all dirt when we were there. Yep. That makes sense. I guess maybe it's isn't, and you know, they did have it at a lot of tourist shops. So maybe he was going for that. That was just, it was so weird. Hot rollers? Oh, for the hair? Okay. Okay. It's Mosquito's birthday, and Jamie's Cowboys had one a while back. Everyone has them. My husband, okay, well then fuck me. I'm wrong. All right. So it was a genius disguise because everybody fucking has that shit. Fascinating. Fascinating. Well, I believe you because people here all wear like fucking baseball caps everywhere. It's a big thing. Everybody thinks everybody wears cowboy hats, but that's kind of like more out in the country. Is your birthday the 20th? My stepdaughter and father-in-law's is the 20th. It's the 21st. But I might not be here tomorrow, so that's why I want to, not like forever going away, but like tomorrow I might be doing shit. So if I'm not here, I want to talk to your kids and see your kids before. My mom does have it going on, dude. I remember one of my crushes called me in like 8th grade. He called my house. And I was like, oh my God, Danny. Like, he was hot. He looked like Archie from the Archie comics. And I was so excited. And he's like, can I talk to your mom? I was like, how'd you get my number? He got it from my friend Blaine. And my mom's like, no, I don't want to talk to Danny. The fuck? He's a child. Tell him to fuck off. And I was just like, do you want to talk to me? He goes, no, I'll just call back later. And he never called again. Trying to fucking get in my mom's tits. Pissed me off. Don't disrespect grandma's balls. Teller's messed up on the shoes and bags, though. Yeah, dude. He messed up by, like, fucking killing someone over something so stupid. A journalist, nonetheless. Like, what is this? Killing journalists now? What is this, Russia? What's going on? It was 105 in Cali today. That's fucking wild. Shit's a-changing. Shit's a-changing. Grandmom at 39. Oh, my gosh, you kids. You're doing a lot, but you're looking good. You're all keeping it young looking. You're looking good. You're looking good. It sucks having a kid with an eidetic memory. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. That's crazy. I'd be pissed. I'm like that. Remember everything. Most people consider me a retard. Okay. I had to go to classes. 1 year in school, they put me in the class for the mentally ill kids because they were like, something's wrong with her. I just like to talk. It was called CMC. Hey, Dad, sorry if you spoke on this before. How crazy is the D. Warner case? The fact that he went through the trouble of re-welding and painting the tank before burying it. Wait. Hold up. And then we're going to watch Josh and Mama because I did not forget. Hold on one second. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that lady. And they just found her and it's been a few years on the property. Holy shit. Yeah. I just would hope I would be dead before being placed in a propane tank. I'll just say that. And also, that is crazy. And also, that's a lot of work. And was he a welder? I mean, I'm assuming he was, right? Oh my God. Yeah, that's a lot of Paragon. Wait, Dale Warner's Paragon Road, like Paragon Cable? That's weird. We used to have a cable thing here called Paragon Cable, and then it became Time Warner, and this is Dale Warner's Paragon Road. Just interesting. Michigan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is weird. This is weird. I mean, did he have, I don't really know much about this case, but did he have a life insurance policy on her? Also, why are people allowed to take out life insurance policies without other people knowing? How are we going? Like, I bet if they got rid of that loophole or whatever's causing that, I hope they already did. But if they haven't, like, companies shouldn't be allowed to do that. Insurance company, like, you shouldn't be allowed to open a policy. And if you're not allowed to, then how does this keep fucking happening? I'm not saying it happened to D, but it does keep happening. Fucking wild. How many crimes, how many murders do you think, how do you think the murder rate would be affected if we got, like, kept an eye on, if it's already a thing where they've already tried to fix it, but if it were, like, impossible to take out insurance on another human, how many murders do you think would not happen a year? How do you think the murder rate would be affected? It's fascinating. It is fascinating to me. Thank you so much, C. Smith. I love you. And I love that you live in the Pacific Northwest. I want to be you one day. He remembers everything, like what he was wearing when he was 5, a random Tuesday. It's wild. When I'm certain of something, he doubts me big time. Yep. He's exactly who I'm talking about. And they usually do really well in, like, finance. They become CEOs of big businesses. People who are, like, really OCD get involved in, like, money. My ex's mom was, like, the head accountant for a huge, like, Texas's biggest energy company for, I can't remember the exact, if it was 20 or 40 years that she'd been there at that point, because I really don't remember how long she'd been there. She looked hella young for her age. But she, in all the years she'd been there, decades, she had never been off of, she was only one time she was a nickel off on an account. 1 nickel, 5 cents. And she caught it and corrected it herself. She was very much like that. She remembered everything. Everything. Smell is wild. The scent, you guys have had that where, like, you see something and the smell happens and you're not in that place. It fascinates me. I will die on the fact that I remember exact words I quote back in disagreement. Same. Oh shit, I gotta scroll down. Wait, I just got an email back from, oh, give me a few minutes. I'll come say hi, but I can't stay super long. Good. What, Mookie? What's wrong? Ooh, is Daddy home? Hold on, let me check if I need to unlock this because Hoogie's is crying. But we're gonna watch the Thanksgiving prep, Josh and Mama. All right. Let me see. I know, honey. I know. Let's see if it freezes me. I know you want to go outside. What did you hear? You heard something? You heard something? Now you want to go? Okay. I'll take you outside. Let's give them a like. We love them. See how I'm already subscribed? Yes, of course I'm frozen. Excellent. All right, here we go. I'm going to hit play.
Good Lord, Mama. You got amazing.
Josh, not today. Josh, you're not there now. Stop.
So aggressive today.
Josh, I got a lot to do.
God.
Can you put the ham in?
I've been trying to help you all morning, and you got an attitude.
Put down the phone and come put this ham in.
Oh my God.
That's the same ham that your grandma used to use all the time, Josh. Now that's what we're using.
Am I doing this right?
Thin slices. But go ahead. That's fine.
Boom. I'm like a professional ham cutter now. After all that.
Did you finish?
Ooh, the pineapples are my favorite part.
Yeah, that's everybody's favorite part.
Oh, they're so good. You're on to something. You get, huh?
Look, that looks good.
I know you getting this knocked out fast, and you were stressed out. Oh my god!
Josh,
Look
close
at
that liquid.
Okay.
I don't know how everybody else makes theirs. That's how I make mine.
Hey, you need more cheese than that.
You want some more cheese?
What
You
is
don't
it?
even eat green bean casserole.
What'd you say?
It's browning. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Calm down.
And you
Okay.
don't want to take it.
I have to pause for YouTube purposes, but also, Edom, come to Austin, Texas. Tell them you're a musician and you get free health insurance. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's called HAM, Health Alliance for Austin Musicians. Which, by the way, was it Burgeon? Where is she? Didn't you say your son was going to move back? If he's here and he's doing musician shit, free health insurance. Your dad got LASIK. I am a musician. I'm telling you. They rule. They fucking rule. Thank you, Black Rose. Pacific Northwest for life. Yes, it is the best. The smell there is just fucking different. I worked death insurance claims for a long time. Look up insurable interest. Ooh, I will. Question, Lori. So, yeah, forged signatures. Emmy Bob, answer my question. Is it forged signatures? Like, how is there not? I know that you have to have a notary for some of them because I've seen that in crime cases. But, and I understand if someone's incompetent or something, or what do you call it? Like, you know, they're under a conservatorship. But genuinely, the amount of people who find out, I mean, didn't Dippolito even find out? Like, wasn't there insurance in people's names? And they're like, how the fuck did that happen? Was that all just forgery? It's fascinating to me how do they not fucking figure that? Less than 1%? Oh, okay. Interesting. I just think it's so wild how many there are on like TV shows. And you're like, God damn. I guess it's less than 1%. Well, you got to keep in mind, though, I'm pretty sure almost all of the homicides in the U.S., like the biggest bulk is like shooting, right? I haven't had life insurance in a million years. My husband just suggested I get some odd. We also prepaid our funerals 4 years ago. Yeah, I better sleep with one eye open, I suppose. Well, your husband also, he cracked his head the other day, right? I mean, maybe he needs to sleep with one eye open. I'm just kidding. But seriously, you guys, you love each other. I think there's a difference when you're aware of it. You know what I mean? If you ever find out someone took out insurance on you without you knowing, you fucking run unless you're a child and it's your parent. Like, for real. So what are we thinking of? We got a barf. We got so many comments on this. Okay. All right. So do you like Josh and Mama? It's crazy, right? It's your brother. Sorry. I keep saying your son. It's your brother. Yeah, your brother can get health insurance here. Who put this lady in charge of Thanksgiving? She did. It's her house. Hudson. Everything's bigger in Texas. You do love it. It's fucking hot here, but it's the only good insurance program is for musicians. I didn't realize that Six Flags is there, as I have a disdain for those parks. Yeah, dude. I liked them growing up. Don't like them now. Fucking scare the shit out of me. I watched too many documentaries of people getting flung off those things. If you make less than $1,200 a month, you get free health insurance, keeping people poor. Yeah, true. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Only place I ever qualified for Medicaid unless I was pregnant. Damn. You can simply take out insurance on someone without them knowing. There are limits, but you need to look up insurable interest. Okay, I'm going to look that up. We're going to have to do an episode on that. I'm very curious on that. You caught on that. Okay, let's see. Definitely. Okay, so everyone's so creative. I was waiting for that comment. Calamity, you fucking did it. Everyone's so creative. She's so funny, that lady. Dude, I want to. I'm gonna come visit for sure. I used to specifically go on vacations to Seattle because it's my favorite place on earth. My mom didn't have a close relationship, and I found out she had life insurance on me. Sus for sure. Oh shit, that's wild, dude. Yeah, I would be so worried if someone had it on me and I didn't know. You could tell me about insurance all day long, and people think insurance is boring. I think it's fucking fascinating, dude. I think it is, especially when it's not something you knew about. I'll visit all you kids in Seattle. I want to go to Seattle again. I want to go to Boston again, but I hate the airport there, and I hate that Dunkin' Donuts is even a thing, let alone the main thing. That fucking is weird. I want to go there. I really want to go, but I go to New York a lot and Seattle a lot. I've been to Boston once. Not Boston. I went to Massachusetts once for Provincetown, but I'd like to visit all three again. Dude, look up the gypsies. I know all about the gypsies, girl. I know all about it. Are they getting into insurance now? God damn. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. I wanted to live there because of the artist community. Well, the okay, if it's not music, the art community here is a whole different ass thing, and it is huge. And the East Austin art crawls, like where they have galleries and stuff. I have a lot of friends who are painters and artists, like on the real, like they fucking do sculptures for a living. They thrive here during specific times, if that makes sense, like during art walks and art crawls and the East Austin Art Festival. Like it's a specific time of year that they pop, so it's almost like someone who's a seasonal worker. But if you're like already retired or you have a job that pays well and you can move, the art community, visual art, graphic design, shit like that, this is a good place for that. Maybe you should come up with your brother and check it out a little bit. But I think that you'd like it. San Antonio also has a thriving art community. It is so sick. And they also have, in San Antonio, they have this thing called First Fridays, I think. Is that what it's still called? But it's basically the art silos. It's silos by the missions that they turned into tiny little art studios, and artists can come and they can sell their wares, and it's just thriving as fuck. I highly recommend San Antonio and Austin for artists who want to art. If you want to watch art or look at art, if you're a viewer of art, you're gonna love Houston. You're gonna fucking love Houston. I do want to go to Salem so bad. I've seen excuse me, one of my favorite wrestlers, Matt Hardy, his wife, Rebby Hardy, Queen Rebecca, is also one of my favorite wrestlers. I actually have a tattoo dedicated to her character. It says, fuck that owl, but it's without the F word. If you've ever seen that owl on the outside of my wrist, it's because of a tweet she made. That's how crazy your dad is. But she went to Salem, Mass a lot for Gothic Baby. That's her daughter on TikTok. I actually interviewed her on my old podcast. I should put that back up if I can. Rebby Sky. She's been on Howard for stuff. She was on MTV True Life. I'm a football fan. She modeled. She plays piano perfectly. Like she's a very well trained pianist, and she has wrestled, and she also helped create the Broken Hardy universe, which is my favorite wrestling storyline of all time, next to The Fiend and the Bloodline. And I would say Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels and the whole Hulkamania. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She always posts her going to Salem with Gothic Baby to get Gothic Baby stuff, and it looks so fucking fun. I might become a witch if I go up there, and I am so not into witch shit, but I will become one if I go up there, because I get into that whole hocus pocus. But like, that was one of my favorite movies growing up to watch with my mom. Fucking, I looked for the hocus pocus. I was like, is this where they filmed it? I don't even know where they filmed it, but anytime I see leaves, I think of it that are that color, and there were a lot of leaves that color there, and I want to go. I want to go so bad. Aberdeen. I love Olympia, and I love Seattle, and I just love all of it. And I love Oregon, and I love Burgerville, and I love not pumping my own gas. You guys really haven't figured out. Dude, I want to rent an RV so bad. I want a gaudy RV. And I was in this project with the guy who made. I was in a project, and I worked on some shit with the guy who made Winnebago Man, that director. And I did like a movie that he helped produce. It was like a short film about this photographer who is called The Superlative Light. And that guy, oh my God, the shit he was like just on set, like the stuff he would tell me about Winnebago Man. But when I learned that he helped make that, and my neighbor, oddly enough, I was blown away. I loved Winnebago Man, and I want his Winnebago so fucking bad. I want to go to Chicago to see that big fucking bean. And I just want to see if the Shameless neighborhood looks the same. But I've been advised against that. If my bio mom was still alive, I'd probably have a bunch of credit cards. I don't know about, yeah, probably. Especially because parents loved doing that in the 80s. Mine didn't, but my buddy's parents did. And my buddy's dad stole a social security number in the 80s and used it to take out credit. That's one of the reasons they put a lot of X-nays on that now. Your Oma's a gypsy? Ooh, what stories does she have? Ooh, I love that drive. I already took it, dude. I went up the Pacific. I've talked about that, how when I went up the PCH, dude, I cried. I cried driving past Malibu. It was gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, they do. And look what Tiff said. Corey Richens. I bet she's a fucking gypsy. Provincetown. Yeah, that's where I went. I loved it. I love the gays. I love the gays, and I love Provincetown. I did a festival there, and it was the best. I am terrified of boats, though. So your dad drove all the way around to the tip because there was no fucking way I was taking a boat. No fucking way. Wharf Arts Art Crawl. Is that another thing they call it? Interesting. I'm going to look that up. My sister lived in Austin and said it's not Texas. It is very much. Oh, hello. Your dad. Why do you have a big box of tricks? Your dad's boyfriend has cereal. What is this? Did you give me tricks for my birthday? For the kids? Tricks are for kids.
A comic bought every box of cereal that they had at HEB.
What?
The show, and they got too much, and he was like, "You want a box of cereal?"
Dude, that's amazing. A comic bought every box of cereal at the HEB to give away at the show, and had some left over. So we got tricks, and it says it turns milk a mystery color. I'm watching some things with the kids. I told them I'm going to spend my last days in my 30s with them. What? You got me smokes and a Gatorade. Happy birthday to me. This is exciting. Buy two, get one free. Did you get the strawberry Gatorade? I'm thinking of going back for one of those. You're going to try a new one? I don't even like Gatorade, but that strawberry one was real good. Sorry, kids. We got to talk to Dad's boyfriend for a second because I'm excited. You're home early. Yes. And you're off tomorrow. This is exciting. Do you want to come say hi to the kids? Nope. Well, kids, he said no. Sorry. All right. We got to keep going. Oh, shit. I got way behind. You love the monkeys? Ain't nobody monkeying around because we're too busy singing. HEB has entered the chat. Yes, absolutely, dude. HEB's the shit. Everyone should come. Everybody come to Texas for the HEB. Like, really, it's the best. Hey, with the monkeys. What was the other song the monkeys sang? They sang Daydream. Believe. What? Now I'm a believer. Ding, 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 ding. Then I saw her face. And then they sing cheer up, sleepy dream. And then I ain't your stepping stone. Davy Jones, dude. Yeah, Dad's boyfriend knows. Wait, my mom was fucking obsessed with Davy Jones, and Aunt Edie was obsessed with Mickey. Was that his name? And there was that movie they were in called Hair, right? You're a Davy boy. You're a Davy Jones boy. There was a weird story about a woman who like stalked him or some shit. We should cover that sometime. Burgerville, Walla Walla onion rings are there now, and Marionberry shakes. Remember the Marionberry? Put a bird on it. What was that? That Christine Levine was in. What was that show? Portlandia. The Marionberry sketch on that was very, very good. Very good. Also, one of y'all told me to look at a channel the other day and asked me about it, and then I immediately forgot their name and I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So what was that channel? If y'all were talking about Eugenia Cooney, we'll do that another day. That is so fucking depressing. I can't do that right now, but goddamn. Yeah. And yeah, New Jersey won't let you pump gas. That's wild. Oregon won't. It cuts down on fires. Apparently so much so that it's worth it. My best friend is a manager at one in Colleen. Dude, Colleen's the fucking worst. Tell your friend to move. Ooh. That's right by where Vanessa Guillen. That's where all the military people get kidnapped and murdered. Tell her to be careful or he. What youth wants their first concert to be the Monkees? Oh, I wanted my Mike and MTV and thank his mom for Whiteout. Oh shit. Forgot about all that. Yeah. I wanted mine to be New Kids on the Block, but it wasn't because I was too young. My HEB reusable grocery bag flew out of the window of your car. Tiffany, send me your address. I'm going to send you it's Summerall bag. All right. And I know I haven't picked out a Mahjong yet, but you could just send me one. You pick the one because I can't pick. I don't know what to pick. Last Train to Clarksville. Yes, that was the Monkees. God, they're so good. Your mom loved Davy Jones and she was probably a stalker. That's hilarious. Walk Among the Tombstones. I freaking love y'all, and I admit that to very few people. And OB is spitting out the girl. Oh, I was obsessed. First of all, my stepdad, who is like super into metal, even he knows the Monkees. Like he knows all the songs. You email me about Nathan Adams. Excellent. I will read it. Foodie Beauty. That's who? Okay, I need to look her up. Yeah, apparently Trix turns a mystery color now, you guys. All right, let's do Josh and Mama. I got to go back a little because I want to see what she's putting on this. I don't remember. Oh, I do remember this one, but it's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's the same ham that your grandma used to use all the time, Josh. Now that's what we
I never want to hear that phrase. That's the same ham that your grandma used to use. Nope. Put it back.
use.
Am I doing this right?
Thin slices. But go ahead. That's fine.
Boom.
Ooh, I will
I'm
check
like
it out, Sonny.
Professional ham cutter now.
Babe, look at this.
After all that.
This Thanksgiving dinner with Josh and Grandma.
Ooh, the pineapples are my favorite part.
That's canned ham.
Yeah, that's everybody's favorite part.
Oh, they're so good.
Oof. Potted ham.
You're on to something.
No, she's not. She's not on to something.
Oh, look, that looks good.
I know you're getting this knocked out fast.
Oh,
and you were
gosh.
stressed out. Oh my God.
Josh,
Look
close
at
that liquid.
Okay.
I don't know how everybody else makes theirs.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you how everyone makes theirs. That's crushed dried onion that goes there, not crackers. And you heat the green beans with the first of all, you heat the soup. You get the cream of mushroom soup, you heat it, right? You put a little milk in it, you heat it. Then you add the green beans, all right? And then you can add some canned mushrooms if you need to. Or you could do it all with, if you're rich as fuck and you could go for real green beans and real fucking fresh mushrooms, you do that. And then you fucking, you know what I mean? You do the little fucking the onions on top. I don't know what this is. This is upsetting me.
That's how I make mine.
Yeah, Whataburger does have the green chili.
You need more cheese than that.
You want some more cheese?
There's not even any fucking. Where's the cream?
Green bean casserole.
Oh my God, bacon bits. She's got the Dr. Pepper beans. I sent those to people.
It's browning. You see that?
Yeah.
Browning.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
By the way, she's notorious for not seasoning anything. And everybody in the comments says, bless your unseasoned heart. They love her anyway.
And you want to take it.
Yeah, she does. I do that too, though. No hate on the disposable pans.
Usually you don't do that.
Dude, the monkeys fucking rule.
Dang.
What, son?
The monkeys fucking rule. Never be
That's
ashamed.
not enough marshmallow.
I think she's actually making that dish right.
Oh, so we just made this in advance, and you're not gonna cook it right now.
No, we had to cook it.
Yeah, I know.
tomorrow.
I thought you were gonna cook it
I
and then
know.
heat it up tomorrow.
What?
No.
Oh God, she's putting it in the fridge like that?
Josh.
Why does she look offended?
Those little white square things that came in this container when I opened it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I thought the trash.
What was it?
The lids.
Oh.
Well, I can't believe I missed that.
I know.
That was a lot. Oh, I don't know if I can handle this. We're watching it
I'm making a classic Southern
as my birthday present to you kids, because I'm giving you a present today. I am going to watch a video that makes me feel the way you probably feel when I put on the Northport kinetic dance video. Your dad's going to try to stomach this. I don't know if I'm going to make it because of the mayonnaise. Okay, we're going to see. This is already bothersome. The monkeys are deep as fuck, and they are influenced by all that. And Hair is a crazy acid movie. And also, BTS monkeys, I mean, technically aren't the monkeys? I'm gonna ask your dad's boyfriend. He'll know. Aren't they like BTS? Didn't they get put together for the movie or something? Right? They're like a Simon Cowell, like a Spice Girls type of. Yeah, industry plants. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but my mom fucking loves BTS, so that makes sense. You know, that makes sense. It's French onions, right? Dude, goulash is, listen, there's good goulash and there's bad goulash. My grandma makes amazing fucking goulash. I ain't gonna lie. She's the goulash queen. She's the goulash queen. You're getting a little gashy just watching this. Holy shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I thought your Aunt Deb was here. I'm wrong. Hello, Mad Sarah stunt double. This lady should not be cooked. But here's the thing. I don't know why I'm addicted to watching her cook. Even though she's bad at it, like she's trying and she eats all of it. I think the worst thing I've seen her do that really I couldn't handle is a dish she makes all the time. And it's pineapples, cherries, mayonnaise, and cheese. And sometimes she puts it on a sandwich and it makes me really fucking sick. But I still watch it because I love her. Also, that is hilarious. Your first concert was Nazareth and Crocus. Oh my God, man's ass. Yes, mayonnaise, man's ass. If this is what man's ass is, you're about to see a Hank Hill butt. Ready?
Salad.
Where'd you see this?
On TikTok.
Of course it was on
Where we
TikTok.
see everything else.
That happens, bring this salad and everyone will be talking about it for holidays.
I can make that.
Yeah.
I love the Spice Girls so much. I love them so fucking
I
much.
like how you pulled the cutting board out. She ain't even using
Yeah, their music fucking ruled. Hungarian goulash. True.
Okay. I'm
It
on
is the
board
best.
so far.
Okay. So like a layered salad?
I like a lasagna salad.
Yeah, and you know what sucked the most? Is that like, who gives a fuck if they played their instruments? They still ruled. They still ruled. Oh, the poor dog. I do not understand what she's
Christmassy
doing with this
again.
piece.
It's a colorful salad. You see
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. I'm following along so
Woo,
far.
I'm 40. Give me a
Ooh. It is like a layered lasagna thing.
How do they think they're supposed to spread this?
I'm gonna wrap
know.
this up.
On these
We're gonna watch
pieces?
this and then Dave's gotta go. Ugh.
Oh, I smell it.
Oh God. I love her accent. I
Oh,
love them. Thank you so much for the happy
that,
birthday.
that was
Thank you so much.
that much.
Joshua,
Oh my God, that's on me. Oh, what the fuck?
what are you laughing at?
Okay, that's mama.
Dude.
I gotta see.
Oh, dude.
Oh my
I'm trying my
god.
best, dude. I'm trying my best. This is very upsetting.
Gonna
Oh
add
my
some
God. What is she?
chives? Or
Chives,
what are
dude.
they?
What the
Nice.
fuck? Is this a joke at this point? Like, I love her to death, but this can't be real. They don't really eat this. When she,
Piling and stacking.
what is that? Is that boiled egg? You guys, I'm getting pissed off. What is she doing, dude? Bro.
Josh, this salad looks so
Bro,
good.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, to a diabetic.
Get her, Josh.
Boom. It looks like a casserole or something.
Doesn't it
A
look like
salad casserole.
A
is what that
this is a
is.
salad?
That's what
Look
they
at
should have
that.
named it.
So upset
You
right
wanna give
now.
it a try for us?
What? Give it a try
We're
now?
supposed
It's
to
done?
actually put it in the refrigerator for a little while.
Oh, fuck no,
Or
dude.
serve it the next day.
I'm
but I'm
scared.
gonna
I'm really
go
going
down
to puke. Oh. She eats it. She eats it. She eats it. She eats it. She eats it.
Mm.
She eats it.
Mm. You let this sit.
You let this
Here's the
see
thing.
it. Here's the
And let
thing.
that sugar mix into that mayonnaise.
Gotta let that sugar mix into them.
Mhm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. 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 We're bringing it down. We're bringing it down. We're bringing it down. We're done. All right. Your dad's got to go soon. Don't knock it till I try it. Cindy, I would never try peas or mayonnaise. I've tried them. I don't like them. Together, fuck that. No way. There's a 7-layer. I don't know what that was supposed to be. I still love her to death, but what the fuck? I'm very upset. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I would throw it in the trash can. I cannot. Simultaneously, she literally, when she makes meatballs, she just takes the beef, rolls it, and puts it in the pan, and then puts it in the. There's no seasoning whatsoever. Her meatloaf, the same. She boils burgers, but it's just meat. She uses no fucking seasoning. I am so obsessed. I'm crying. I'm very upset right now. I cannot believe this woman ate that. She ate that. The thing that I'm never going to show you because I can't watch it again is when she makes the. What was it? It was just pineapple, mayonnaise, and bread, right? Remember I told you about it? Oof, that I really like my eyes teared and I gagged and I had to go puke. It was really bad. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Witch. It's a clearly Canadian birthday. Yeah. Yeah, someone does need to stop her, but also she gets so much joy out of cooking. Witch, would you try the pea salad? Would you eat that shit? Oh, you can leave that open, babe. Yeah, I'm very upset. I'm very upset. This is upsetting. Yeah, some people do. Here's the other thing is I like her motto. She started this channel because she wanted to make Great Depression recipes. Fair enough. I grew up poor. Like I get it. Like, yes, there are things that we eat that not everyone would eat. You know, I like raviolis out of the can. I like beans out of the can. I don't give a fuck. Just straight up. You don't even need to heat them. I like Vienna sausages. This is fucking next level. It's very fascinating. Her stomach is iron, by the way. She eats shit she keeps her lemon juice under the sink next to the Lysol, and it is 5 years past due, and she still uses it and does not get sick. It is fucked. And I fucking love her. You guys, this has been the best way to. I'm so thrilled. I got to spend the last of my 30s with you kids. I've had a great year with you. It hasn't been a full year. What has it been? What are we, 8, 9 months, 10 months? We're getting there. But listen, you changed my life. I love every single one of you. You're the best. I did not ever expect this to happen. Your dad was planning a podcast where I wasn't even going to show my face. It was just going to be a podcast. It is wild how shit works out. It is wild how it literally changed the trajectory of things that I was doing with my real life and real career. And that's because of you guys. And I fucking appreciate it. And I love learning about you. I love hearing your voices. I want this to be the year that we go in full Frasier mode. And I want to start having you guys call in more. I fucking love you. I remember meeting Daniel and hugging him. You don't know this. I went in the bathroom and cried. Because getting to meet y'all, I'm getting verklempt. We got to put back on the pea salad. We got to put back on the pea salad. Put on the pea salad. Look away. Everyone look away. Put on the pea salad. I'm getting emotional. Put on the pea salad. Look, there's your Aunt Deborah. Whatever. It's fine. Listen, I love you guys. You're the best. I love seeing you. I love hearing about your lives. I love Jill trusting us enough to tell her about her AFib while I had a durian head on. I love how you inquire about the Mookies and Daddy's boyfriend and you make sure that we're safe and we're okay. Horse, you know what? Perfect idea, Ty Craven. That's how we're going to end this video. It's my birthday and I'm doing what I want. I'm 40. And today we're going to watch Horse Kicks Tree, Farts on Dog. Horse Kicks Tree, Farts on Dog. And then we will sigh and give an au gratin. And I will see you tomorrow or the next day. All right? And I love you guys, and you're the best. I can't believe we started a cult this year. That was a lot. Never saw that happening. Well, here we are. Horse Kicks. Look, first thing that pops up. Excellent. This is for you kids. This is because I love you, and I want you to be happy. I want you to be as happy as this horse farting on a dog and kicking a tree. Make no mistake, your dad will avenge all of your deaths. Even if it was natural, I will fight whoever I need to. All right? Horse kicks tree, farts on dog, and then runs away. This is who we should strive to be in life, and this is who I'm striving to be this year. This is my promise to you. This year, I will become the horse that farts on the dog and kicks the tree, and every single one of you will too. I love you. Thank you. I love you so much, and good night.